Hey guys, thanks for coming out to another SquadOps podcast, 4 Ops on Couch. This is Captain Morgan. I am here with Fire Verlore, Ozzy Wookie, and Culper. Frost tonight had some family things he was taking care of, and we didn't have a guest for this week. We have a guest for next week, which is going to be a fun one. This week we didn't have anybody that signed up. So, if you want to come hang out with us on the podcast, come experience it, come tell some fun stories, whatever. We're here for you. Would love to have anybody and everybody participate. Just shoot Culper, myself, Frost, Fire, Ozzy, somebody a message, let us know, hey, I'd like to, schedule myself in, and we'd happily have you on board. I am a little bit behind on stuff. It looks like this is episode 11, so that's awesome. I've been doing this now for a few months, and that's cool. Looks like tomorrow we have Operation Arrowhead. It's an open to all op. It's Russia versus Militia on Yeho. That should be a fun one. On Sunday, we've got a SOT Basic course. Should be another really good SOT Basic put on by our SOT team. On Wednesday, we have Operation Chainlink. On Saturday, we have a soon-to-be posted op, which I believe is going to be a new one. So if you want to check out something new, something exciting, something different, come out next Saturday, the 21st, to see that. You should come out to the rest of them as well. For those that aren't aware, we have essentially tapered our schedule off from doing 3 events a week to doing 2 events a week, to make room for some other things happening. We've got an Armor Forger server that's up now. We've got a handful of other things that we're putting on for the community, including an upcoming tournament. And so that is just going to take some time on our schedule to try and achieve all of those things we want to do at once. So we're going to go down from 3 events to 2 events a week, and hopefully that will give us the time we need and the manpower we need to do all those things. That being said, if you want to see us go back to 3 events a week, if you're like, hey man, I don't know why you guys aren't doing a Saturday session 1 this week, well, the answer is we don't have the manpower for it. We've got a lot of these other things we're trying to do all at once, and we just don't have the people necessary to make everything happen all at once. So if you want to see those events come back, we need you to sign up, help with the event staff. We need desperately bodies there. We need people to sign up and assist with mission dev, with mod dev, and with community team as well. Carzan just took that team over this past week with Frost stepping down, so we definitely need some bodies in there to help him kind of make this into what he has in vision for it, which is a much more kind of marketing centric kind of sphere, getting out to the communities at large and doing things like this podcast and promoting SquadOps. So if you have time and you can dedicate an hour, something like that a week, more or less, whatever you can do, we could use you. Anything I missed there, Culper?
And abuse you.
Definitely abuse you. All right. Well, the first topic of conversation, because I was remiss in messaging about it last week, was the Milsim Units podcast. I was a guest on the Milsim Units podcast 2 or 3 weeks ago. We did the recording of it, and they put it out for people to watch, I believe 2 weeks ago. And I didn't mention it last week because I forgot about it. Not that it was forgettable, but we had a lot of other things on our plate we were talking about. We had another guest on, so that's my bad. But check out the podcast, Milsim Units. They do some really, really cool stuff. Yeah, LaFlash and the boys over there. If you want to check out some really cool Milsim action, whether it's Arma 3, Reforger. Hold on. Let me just go look at the list here, because they got a list that's a mile long of just games that they have units for. Hold on.
Red
Arma 3,
Orchestra.
Reforger, Bellum, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Counter-Strike, DCS, Enlisted, Escape from Tarkov, Gray Zone Warfare,
Wait.
Ground Branch, Hell Let Loose,
Counter-Strike, Milsim,
Surgery Sandstorm, Onward VR, Operation Heart's Doorstep, Rainbow Six Siege, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, 6 Days in Fallujah, Squad 44, Star Citizen, Steel Beast Pro, Tactical Assault VR, Verdun, War of Rights, War Thunder, World of Tanks. So they've got, I don't know, how many is that? 1, 2, 3,
Verdun?
4,
God,
5.
I haven't heard the word Verdun.
25, 20, that's 26 games that they're promoting units for. So if you guys want to check out some really cool stuff, go to milsimunits.com, you can find some really cool things out there as well.
How does Milsim Counter-Strike? How does that?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers.
Okay. All right.
stop.
Yeah, cool. Was Red
That's all it is.
Orchestra
Just somebody
was Red
yelling cool
Orchestra
stuff.
2 in that?
No, I think that game has like 7 consecutive players, so they'd have to like
Well, Verdun's got
raise
like
some bodies
10,
for the
but they
bed.
still have a Verdun
Right.
unit, you
But
know.
they've got more than
Yeah.
2. Okay, apparently he draws the line at 2. Look, one of the 2 new games I've got in the works will flash.
Is Izonzo on there? It better be Izonzo. If you got Verdun, if it has Verdun, you gotta have Izonzo on there.
I'm just waiting for you. If you got CS:GO on there, I need you to add Rust. If you had Rust on there, you guys would go
Rust
sky high
Rust.
in a
Oh,
minute.
yuck. Yuck, bro.
All right, I'm beating his head in with a rock. Alpha, this is Bravo team lead. We're beating his head in with a rock. We got us a Nike.
Yeah, Nikki on the beach.
Yeah.
Throwing rocks at his head. Anyway, so tonight's just going to be a much more chill night. A lot more kind of casual social chatting. We're just got the boys together.
Just the boys.
We're
Open
probably
up a
going to
nice
talk about, current.
Beer.
Right. I need to grab a beer, but we're going to talk about like current event stuff. We'll go over, how's your mom and them. We'll we'll pray the rosary together. It'll be great. But all that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for hanging out, watching. Hey, Yodi. If you guys got questions, stuff you want us to talk about, things you were like, hey, Jamie, look that up. Just post a message in Twitch or YouTube. I'm monitoring Twitch. I'm hoping that Carson Culper is watching YouTube. But yeah. All right. What was the thing you wanted to say, Culper? I wanted to go through with my spiel, and then you clapped back. You're like, oh, well, we got something else we actually need to talk about.
No, yeah, that's what it was. The Milsim unit stuff.
Okay, good. I didn't forget it. It was on my list, but it was like the first thing we were going to talk about as like a group thing, rather than it being like an announcement.
Clearly forgot it.
Yeah,
I didn't forget it. Anyway,
be clear.
Dune Awakening Milsim would go pretty hard.
Probably. I mean, I would think it would probably be equal to like Rust or any of that other stuff. I guess. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
So Schmaz, you just got back from a overland adventure with the military. Yeah. How did that go?
I did.
We heard you
rolled my
twisted your widow ankle.
I'll go to blue. So that's not fun. But yeah, fucking all in all, wasn't too bad. Like most people who have served time in the military, it was the hardest thing I've ever done, and I'll never play it down. It was like every soldier who spends most time in peacetime. It was just like the real thing, which I've never experienced.
Okay, you had a good time at least hanging out with the boys and the girls.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was cold as tits, but here's the business that I signed up for. Yeah, we did some cool things. We had some interesting moments. It's always good. So I don't know what the equivalent is in the States, but we have what's called like DSs or whatever, and they run around. They're like, "You're dead," and they're usually not supposed to like have hands on. But it's good when you've clearly fucked their like scenario and like you just like don't do what they expect. Like they're a GM, and it's like I never thought he'd do that. We had a moment where they were like, "Oh no, the base is getting mortared," and we're like, "All right, well we're just not going to go in there." And he's just like, "What?" Like, yeah, we're not going to walk into the mortar fire. Well, you have to. I don't have to do shit. And then he made us go in there. And then another DS is like, "Oh, you got killed by mortar fire." I'm like, "Wow, crazy."
Would have thought that would have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a mortar base. There's a mortar attack on our base. We better hang out outside.
Better go in there.
Yeah.
Nope. No, hanging out outside.
No,
It's
not
because
allowed.
and the greatest thing was he's like, "Well, what if the mortar round falls short?" It's like, what?
What are the odds?
They're trying to hit me with those mortars. Like the higher chance of getting hit by one of them. No, they might fall short. This is the dumbest fucking. One of those moments where you're just like, alrighty.
Is that how your Civil War reenactment went as well, Fire? Where they were like, "What happens if the mortars fall short?" And you're like, "This is Civil War. They had
they're
cannons."
landing on our heads. Yeah. No, it was
Bonk.
World War I.
You can see them.
Okay. So slightly more technologically advanced, and they were trying out this new mortar that they created, and it literally was like an artillery cannon. This thing was firing like 24-ounce like Gatorade bottles like filled with sand. I swear to God, probably like 300 feet up in the air and dropping it down on their heads. Shit was. You have to wear a helmet because that thing would knock you the fuck out. For sure. So yeah, it was fun.
What are they gonna let you guys start using, like cannons?
Ooh, I don't know. That'd be a good idea. It'd be like a trench mortar. You like set it up on the ground. And you like load the blanks in there.
So like the mules, they'll shoot a 12-ounce soup can full of concrete 300 yards.
Yeah, that'll do it.
They're pretty.
That'll do it.
Gnarly for sure.
Well, they have like their own shells. Like like the little like mini Gatorade bottles, like the little like.
Oh, like the 10-ounce ones or whatever.
Yeah. You filled those full of like a baking powder or something like that. Maybe like something a little bit more, whatever, and then put the plastic lid and glue it on. And that gets sent out in like the little knee mortars. So put one of those in like a cannon as like a trench mortar would actually be pretty tight.
That would be pretty dope.
Yeah. So wonder if you can get a cannon to like go off of like a 303 blank. Would probably be.
I mean, you could. I mean,
probably.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's a will, there's a way.
Okay, so LaFlash says, so one thing we at Milsim Units are looking to do is a community competition. Wondering your thoughts on if you think a best squad competition 5-person team and a best sniper competition 2-person team would be possible within the game squad. We already well into planning for Armor 3 and Reforger. I think you could do the best squad competition. You'd have to do it as like a CQC environment. Pick a building and have 2 teams. Do it like best 2 out of 3. For attack and defend.
Kind of like Siege.
Have them, and have them have to go through the building doing their thing. Go ahead, Fire.
Yeah, kind of like Siege. I guess you like a 5-on-5, like best first of 6 or something like that. Would be my idea for 5.
I don't think it works as well as it does in Reforger and Armor 3. It's just not the weapons platforms aren't really set up to do that. I mean, you could try. I personally don't see it being done well in squad.
Yeah, there's no windage. The yardage is almost never like that extreme. Yeah, a sniper competition in squad would be pretty mid. Arma or like you said, Reforger, that would be pretty. It'd be pretty interesting because you can have wind modeled, you can have advanced ballistics modeled, so you'd have to actually have, some knowledge.
Do you want to pull up do you want to send Jamie the clip of us sniping somebody together, Ozzy? The one that you sent me the other.
Yeah, I'll find that.
Really should play put the clip of him dropping the white phosphorus at his feet.
Oh, that one.
We just go through a bunch of clips. Like, I'm fine with that. Oh my god, they're the first 2 that fucking pop up. All right. All right, sending it. There's the first one. Hunting butters.
These are Ozzy's personal clips. It's okay for us to show these.
Dude.
For the context, this was done with a Canadian group. We went out and played some of their armor, which was good fun.
We had to make our own fun.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not.
Well, I mean, it was enough.
I got Hamilton.
And there's the run.
I'm playing your first clip.
The Flash says, well, we were thinking more along the ways we run these comps IRL. So more based on lanes and off points scored on those lanes. Yeah, I get you. But like for sniper competition, you can't really. like you said, squad doesn't have windage. It only has yardage. So once you figure out the yardage, you literally can't miss.
Oh, I found him. Butters is moving right to left. He's currently going through that doorway. He just went through that doorway. He's
a 5v5
for that.
CQB,
yeah. 281. That's not him.
This is the
correction, 276.
This is Butters.
That's him. Yeah.
But by the way, we're blue for this. Is not. We're not.
Yeah,
oh,
we're completely friendly at this point.
Yeah.
He's got. Oh man. Come on.
Click.
Yes.
Some point in here.
That was funny.
Got him.
And then the best clip I don't think has ever come.
Yeah. It's the
He's
you
kissing
need to show
people.
him
Just give
the
him a
white
little-
phosphorus clip. That was that's hands down.
Yeah, it's the second one that I sent you. Yeah.
Funniest one ever.
Goddamn fucking lollipop.
He's kissing people. Just giving a little smooch.
Fucking despise that noise.
You should have heard it when he was healing me.
Fuck you! I have to listen to you guys lighting up for 30 seconds. Whatever. Fuck you.
Do we need stitches or
Moose just killed himself.
what?
And lollipop.
What?
So,
What? What?
Oh my god.
The slow-mo's hilarious. Run! Oh. Nice.
God.
My fucking wheeze in the background.
Ozzy's just on fire, rolling around. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good.
You
You could show him the one where I killed 3 of us with a grenade. That was a good one.
mm.
Yeah, I think if you just go to my I'll send it to you. It'd be easier if I do that.
Yeah, it
Just go through your
clip
clips.
gets me every time, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking funny.
Some good memories playing Arma 3.
Well, fuck me.
That was
Absolutely.
that was like 2 hours into a very mid op, where we were just like
He's lying. He's lying. It wasn't mid. It was
bad.
It was excruciatingly bad. Mid is being polite,
Mid
just
is
in
very
case he
very
watches
polite,
this.
just in case someone watches this who made that mission. That was a
But he'll
very
never watch this because he
bad op.
hates us.
That was a very very bad op. We were like 2 hours in. We started in the middle of the night with no nods and like no flashlights, so we were stumbling around
Oh,
pitch
and no
blackness.
moon in
No
the
moon.
jungle.
Yeah. Oh,
in the jungle.
yeah. And overcast as
worst
well,
case
so
scenario all the way
any
around.
light, yeah. There was
Yeah.
no ambient light that could have possibly been achieved in any way, shape, or form.
And
Like,
it was
the whites
all.
of somebody's teeth is the only generating light.
And then when we complained,
fuck?
when we said, "Hey, we can't see
Where'd that
anything,"
come
you're like, "Well, we can see just fine." It's like, yeah, your
we
whole
got-
fucking team has nods. We don't.
We got gaslit.
Oh,
It was
you
a
have to
problem.
be fucking
and then
kidding
it
me.
was followed up by, well, actually, if you guys just didn't complain about it as much, nobody would have complained about it.
Yeah, guys, if you just bring forward a positive attitude, you gotta come with a positive attitude. If you don't come with a positive attitude, then
Stretch, you good?
don't
you
show
might as well
up.
not show up.
Yeah.
Stretch this down.
Well, don't come with
We
a
gotta-
positive
Don't let
attitude.
them. Don't let them
Positively
gaslight you,
wanna kick you in
boys.
your
Some
fucking
ops,
teeth.
some ops fucking suck. All right, that's the way she goes.
What's that? The Canadian sentiment, Gonna give them some summer teeth. What is summer teeth? Somewhere here, somewhere there.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Was that the grenade one you just showed?
Yeah, that was quick.
Oh god.
What's another good
I
one,
had-
Ozzy?
I had re-downloaded Arma for like the 3rd time there, and forgot to set my keybind to double tap G. Classic.
38 views. We've
the
never-
witness me one.
we've-
show them the witness me one. That one.
We've
fucking-
never we've never shared that clip. So 30 views is literally just from us, which is hilarious.
Oh, you got to go to the witness me one. That one's the fucking best one.
Yeah, I'll do that one right after this one.
So doing it. He's
What
so
is this?
doing it.
Some Vietnam scene thing?
Yep.
Yeah, RS2.
Ah,
Oh, okay. Just a good rocket shot.
Rising Storm.
Witness
Ooh, okay.
Your fault.
Bad robot. Bad robot.
Okay.
Witness me.
Enemy tank on Jay.
Right over yet?
I may have turned around and sprayed down that sniper because I freaked out and just saw the silhouette.
I'm gonna burn the rally.
In front of you! Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, I'm dead.
That's hilarious.
No.
Was that Hell Let Loose, the Witness Me one?
Yeah.
So we knew that they were spawning up there. There was a spawn point, but we thought it was just like whatever the squad radio is. So there would only be like 1 or 2 people spawning on it. No, turns out there was a whole squad up there.
That's a nice shirt, Ozzy. Did they have one in men's size? You can't talk.
The joke is did they sell men's shirts where you got that?
He's just frozen, staring in disbelief.
It is just all floral and shit.
It is very floral. I like the deep V too, just to, really give us a shot at the pectorals. Hey, that's a nice watch. Where did you get that?
The cute beard fire.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It comes in men's.
This guy says, "Hey, do you want to borrow my beard comb?"
Shut up, dude. All right, so I should have washed it off first, dude. Fuck you.
All right, I did end up buying the same one though. It looked like a nice comb. So I bought the exact same one.
It was a nice comb. You just, you gotta. That's probably not something you share.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be nice, all right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
All right, how about now? Are we fucking stable now? We fucking good to go now?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to borrow this dental pick I used the other day?
Yeah. I've had this toothpick
borrow.
for an hour. Do you need to clean your teeth?
Yeah, you need it? I got you, fam.
It's my turn with serotonin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. So you picked up a new gun.
So Ozzy, is there like you going to a club after this or something? Like a little disco? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Oh god. So you picked up a new gunfire?
It's a 357. It was a
rifle.
I got a high power, yeah. Oh, that was last week. You're talking about the M16? I got a flashlight for it. I got a 951.
Oh, you sent me a picture of a rifle and asked me if I had an optic for it.
Oh, the SIG 17. Yeah, it's a 716 DMR.
There you go.
It's really nice. I don't think the guy who had it never fired a shot through it. Like it didn't even have.
You see the SIG plant apparently exploded. Well, there was an explosion.
Yeah, well, it had explosion. But the 716 it's older. It's pre-Gen 2, which they changed a bunch of shit that really didn't work out. And then it's literally never been fired. Still get factory grease in the bolt carrier group.
Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't picked it up yet, but I do have that on layaway. So
that's what we did yesterday, because yesterday was Friday, because I live in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to fucking clean all our weapons just from the field, and it was just like you could tell there were some ones where like people had just paid it off. They were like, "Yeah, pretty sure that's clean." It's just like there's enough carbon on the fucking gas piston to put into my smoker and fucking start a fire. It's like, what the fuck?
They slipped 50 in the mag well just to get it past the armor.
I don't even think they did. I think it just got too close to the fucking I want to go home, and they were like, yeah, okay.
It's like it's 5:30, 6:30 p.m. at night. The armor's like. Fine.
Sometimes they work better with carbon in them. It'd be a little dirty, but these were like
nah. I had took in a handgun this week from a regional jail. They were given a work gun, a guy's duty weapon. They were given to him. They like sent it off to be stippled and have all this like engraving shit done, but it was his duty gun. Then they brought it back so he could take it home after he retired. And he was talking about like, oh yeah, they put like 1,500 rounds through. I make him clean every fucking inch of it. If there's any carbon at all, they have to do it again. I'm like, it seems excessive.
Savage.
It seems like he's like literally every inch of it. There cannot be any carbon. Like
no, that's
like even the trigger group, like like trigger group, like it just like kind of falls down or like on the magazine latch or whatever on a clock. Like, yeah, it's not really gonna affect any performance. Oh no carbon allowed. But that was his recruits.
Trying to get this light. There we go.
There we go. Oh yeah. Whoops. I'm sorry. I don't have my beauty lighting. There we go. Now I'm pretty, right?
Yeah. Well.
You might just tell people if they're going to do that to invest in a sonic cleaner.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to clean your shit. If you can take it apart and throw it in there.
Yeah.
No, the easiest way to clean your shit is have somebody else clean it. That's what I sure.
Glocks are so super easy if you don't want to throw that in the carbon in the sonic cleaner. Other than I probably wouldn't put the plastic.
No, but just the barrel and everything else, and the plastic trigger, you just spray it with some rem oil, just something to break it down.
Yeah,
good old carbon show cleaner followed by some hops.
He was definitely a stickler, like one of those.
I remember firing a bunch of rounds that seemed like they were a little iffy one day, and then I went and took the gun apart. It was a M16. Went to take it apart to clean it. There was a bunch of popped primers stuck down in like where the trigger fence is. There was probably 20, 15, probably not 20, but 10, 15 fucking primers that were all popped sitting down in there. That was pretty entertaining.
Wow.
I think popping.
That's not good because then your rounds are probably too hot, right?
Yeah, I mean define too hot. Define too hot.
I feel like if the primer comes off with the bullet, it's a little warm.
Listen,
a little spicy.
We don't ask questions, okay?
Yeah. Too hot would be what's the hologram chick from
Anna de Armas.
That's too hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too hot.
Prime 1996 Salma Hayek hot.
First Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Good times.
Yeah. And then they did the reboot. I never watched it, but I mean there was a few reasons I never watched it.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Natalie Portman. No, I would say Star Wars Natalie Portman's in there too. Padme.
Natalie Portman wasn't in Pirates of the Caribbean. It was what's the other chick?
Keira Knightley.
Oh, you're right. They look
very similar.
Very similar. Yeah.
One's like a dedicated blonde. The other one is, like a not quite a tomboy.
Yeah.
I as a small lad with hair, I used to be blonde.
Yeah.
And now look at me, fat, bald.
I have my eyebrows get blonde every once in a while, like when in winter or something. So does that count?
Yeah.
Color. It goes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna show up.
Every time you get your arm, it just.
Oh my god!
Black hair to blonde hair in the summertime, it bleaches it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of entertaining. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like the more exposed to the fucking sun you are, like like a flower.
As a black man,
fucking,
it's important to stay in touch with your color.
Well, I thought you were gonna say moisturize, but here we are. Anyway,
I thought
it's important too.
I thought he was gonna do a police joke. I'm glad he didn't.
Well, remember, redheads are black people now, so people
that's
of color.
True. That is true. I forgot about that.
Nothing beats though. Redheads unfortunately do have a genetic weakness or a debuff when it comes to tear gas. Like, I've never seen they just like.
We do have a buff against fire. Of course, I have the pass, Carson. We have a buff against fire. We're fire resistant. We have a debuff against electricity and tear gas and like eye irritants. Yeah, in D&D terms.
So fire. Are you headed to LA soon?
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I got a plane to catch. Actually, there's some protests going down in my city. Supposed to be something today.
What about?
Yeah.
Are they anything cool?
Oh, you know, no kings, something like that.
Whatever.
So, anyway.
Those are interesting things. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the on a safer topic? On the Iranian the whole Iran
on World War III.
Topic. Hey guys, on a safer topic, Middle East.
World War III.
Yeah, I'll pull up some footage for the stream. I got you.
Of what?
Just have it running in the background.
Missiles?
Missiles, bro.
On a safer topic, guys, how do we feel about the Middle East? Do you think that's cool?
Like, we vibing it?
That's
not vibing. Okay?
Vibe check?
He's like, nah.
Vibe check on Iran, Israel. What's the vibes on that?
There's the you know, the Catholic take, which is some guys are upsetty spaghetti that the Pope didn't automatically institute, you know, a new crusade.
Yeah.
That's been a pretty hot thing on Instagram Reels this past couple of weeks, but you know, everybody's bound to be disappointed, like Ozzy's mother.
Always attacking the mother, bro.
Not
on the podcast. Not on the podcast.
I left her satisfied.
My apologies. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I took her out to brunch. We had nice brunch.
Oof.
Daza says, fun protest outside his place. You should go join him, bro. If it's anything like the Korean fucking almost coup, this might be a great time to either get some kit or get your fucking teeth smashed in. Nothing beats.
I'm still upset that the timeline of Yevgeny Prigozhin taking over the Russian Federation didn't happen.
Right.
Oh yeah, right.
So
we missed.
That'd been so funny. Yeah. That would have been comedy gold, really.
That would have yeah.
The
like, what would Trump have been? Like Prigozhin, he's not a great guy, but you know, he's not Putin, so I guess he's good. Like the CIA would have been like, oh, dude, we've been trying.
He's not a great guy. Is kind of an understatement for a guy leading a Nazi private military company, but you know.
Well, they're not all bad, right?
You know, they just wear the bolts and the Nazi heads and stuff and swastikas, but you know, allegedly.
Yeah. That was some of the greatest irony.
And the sledgehammer. Don't forget the sledgehammer. That's fun.
That was one of the most terrible fucking videos I've ever seen in my life. That was a rough one for sure.
Yeah.
Oof.
The rusty the dull chainsaw ones. No, we're not demonetized. We're demonized. Hell yeah.
We're demonized. Yeah.
The dull chainsaw videos with like the cartel executions, like those suck. But like hearing a guy's head splat as he's hit with a sledgehammer, that's. So anyway, Middle East, right?
Middle East.
Back to a safer topic.
Yeah.
The Middle East.
It's popping. It's busting for real.
Just like most video games, like we don't do anything original. Like it's, you know.
Right? Yeah, they're just reusing the same
again.
Yeah. Sick of it.
Like I need something new. Like, you know.
They're always
like Madagascar or something.
They just keep doing remakes, man. This is the same thing as that one in 1973.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see a good meme of it's the Kung Fu Panda. It's like my time has come, and he like gives the stick up, and it's this like old rooftop Korean, and it's like young Korean, and he's just handing him an AR. So it was pretty funny. Yeah. I mean, it's you know, sometimes the classics are good though, and we haven't had rooftop Koreans in a while. So
the Marines detained their first civilian, and he was an Army veteran going to the VA.
Oh, they knew as well. They were like,
hey buddy,
he's like, yeah.
If we arrest you, they have to give you medical attention. So,
yeah,
you know, they're looking out for.
We're gonna get you through the VA a lot faster. Don't worry.
They were.
What are you at? I'm only. I'm at 60%. Whack. All right, I'm about 80 with that.
Is that service related?
Big.
It is.
Yeah. Well, somebody says it comes in with bruises and shit. It's like you're not gonna believe it.
Yeah, that was. I thought that was very funny. He was going to the VA, and they're just like, "Sir, can you stop right here? Put your hands behind your back."
I do think it's ironic though that they're like, yeah, let's it's all about deportation, and then they get people who are probably the quickest to marry or make poor decisions with relationships, and like we're just gonna throw you in, and like they're like,
yeah,
and they've been at 29 Palms for like 3 months, or however
like,
long they've been at 29 Palms, and they're just like, hey, go to a major metropolitan center with a lot of women in it. That'll be great.
And they get to choose as well. They just get to
Tinder. I bet Tinder was bussing for real. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just in the riot. It's like, fuck you, pig, and they're like, yeah. Damn girl, super like. I have a boyfriend. It's like, is it that guy? And they just tear gas him. They're like, how about now?
I don't know. The story
there are some great videos of just like
of the Marine
no
calling out
self-control.
the cop calling to the Marines for covering fire, and they just unloaded 200 rounds into the.
Oh yeah, they said, "Hey, cover me," and he like walked across the street, and he thought like, "Oh, walk with him," and like whatever, and they were like, "Okay, suppressing fire."
Yeah.
Yeah, we have our military is not really trained for police actions. Turns out, we've actually lost most of those for a reason.
Well, I mean, Aussie did the Australians version of police training, right? Riot training. Yeah. You guys just did that this past month, right?
No, we got thrown into it. We had no training for it. It was like, yeah, just go fucking do it, and we're like, no. They're like, no, you have to. Actually, my injuries is freaked them out now because it's like you have to put in like a report and everything, and it's just like they've like you could see they're stepping on eggshells because they're like what are you gonna write? It's like that I was injured doing riot control training. It's like, oh, you don't have to go in that depth. It's like that deep. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Like, well, because obviously in the military, right? If you're doing something, you have to be trained to do it, right? Shockingly enough, they're like, oh, you guys have done ACP, which is like, your combatives program. It's like, not the same, right? It's like, yeah, but it's all about, taking the enemy down. It's like, yeah, it's about muzzle striking them and then shooting them. Or getting them away from you enough to get your handgun and shooting them. So it's like riot control is, you're not really allowed to do that. But you can obviously already see in America, there's a bunch of dudes who are just letting those intrusive thoughts win. Like the Australian press getting shot, that rules. There was the other guy who was filming the cop, and he's like, "Oh, hey," and the guy's just like, "All right, you're distracting me. I'm gonna shoot you now," and just shoots him with the like. It's like, well, he told him.
A 40 mil, it hits him with a 40 mil, like tear gas rounds in the dick, point blank.
Yeah. Well, there was my favorite one had to be like the protester just like throwing back the tear gas. And they're just like, okay, and they just shoot the tear gas at him, and he's like on the ground, and he has to get like carried away. That's sending a message to everybody else. It's like, don't throw the tear gas back, don't do it, or run the gamble, do it.
I mean, I'm gonna take the hot take here. Like, I think if you go to something like that, there is the possibility that you're going to get hit with tear gas, you're going to get hit with a less than lethal round, and that's the unfortunate reality of where we live right now. And it's been that way forever, right? Anytime there's a generalized uprising or disturbance from people, this is the sort of thing that happens. And if you want to believe in something, enough to put your body on the line, you got to recognize that sometimes that's going to be a lot more than what than what you thought it was going to be. It's just you go on a quick trip with the boys to the desert. You don't expect to not get blown up by an IED or shot or eaten by a camel or whatever, right? It's just shit happens. Just
get your head stolen by a camel.
It's just part of the nature of the beast.
He got back at him though.
I did in Australia, and I ate that camel as well.
That'll show.
He's going to tell, the other ones that lived are going to tell the rest of them for sure.
I still think it is funny that like in the span of like 10 years in the last decade, it's just been nothing but a fucking spiral. Like just like everyone's popping something off, fucking everyone's riding somewhere. Korea, South Korea is trying to do a coup instead of North Korea. Fucking, oh man, it's just like, at what point are like the Doomsday guys like, fuck, man, like this has been too normalized. I don't know what the Go event's gonna be. It's like it's like when as well when they were like, I was like, oh yeah, aliens actually might exist. It's like, oh wow, that's crazy. Do I have to go to work on Monday? Yeah, I actually couldn't give a fuck then.
Yeah,
like,
then who gives a shit if they exist and I have to go to work on Monday? Who fucking cares?
Yeah. That which like Jesus is gonna come back and he's like, I'm back, and everyone's just gonna be like, can you make this quick, man? Fucking like, is the rapture coming? No. Oh fuck. All right.
Well, it's like
just
it's like the
put
whole
the prize in the bag.
Israel-Iran thing popping off, and people, the one of the memes I was reading was like, well, is the whatever the race is that's coming up here this weekend? I can't think of the name of it. They've got a car race coming on, and they're like, well, if you're gonna have the nuclear holocaust happen, can it either be, not 30 seconds before the race, but like a day or two before the race, or before Monday, so I don't have to go to work? Like, let's not do it 30 seconds before the race, or let's not do it, at 8 a.m. on a Monday. Let's wait until, let's do it when it's convenient time for everybody.
The worst would be like 6:30 on a Monday. Everyone's home from work. They're starting to decompress, and then the nuclear holocaust hit. Like that would be
it's
it's
the Friday.
3:45, like 3:45 on a Thursday.
Oh yeah. Ah,
you know what I mean?
I still reckon
you're just having a shitty week. Your boss has yelled at you.
Yeah.
You mean like today, Ozzy?
Well, today is actually Saturday. So.
Oh, for you, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta wait another week.
You still have to wear all your tactical gear yesterday?
Oh no, I'm injured, so I didn't do any of that.
You're on light duty.
Yep. But I'm gonna be like Wolverine because I need to get good to go for fucking. We got jumps coming up, and I'm like, I need to get back into it. And then I got Leap Fest, and it's pretty funny. They're a bit scared that if I lose Leap Fest, I'm gonna rat them out to the Comcare, which is like our it's like our branch that does not branch. It's like a department that purely works with like workplace incidences, and if somebody steps out of line. And we had them last year because we had the death from the parachuting, and they were down here. So
is it like
it'd be pretty bad if they had to come back?
Is that like a full government thing or like a just a just defense? So that's like your OSHA,
full government thing. Yeah. And the good thing about them is like because they're so disconnected. Like if I do rat them out, it blows up like immediately, and it would as well because it's like. It's just everything they did that night was wrong. So it's like, oh. So yeah, if they take away Leap Fest, I'm just gonna be like, oh damn, it's crazy. Watch this space.
Watch this drive.
And I got video of it as well, so it doesn't matter if they're like, oh no, we were actually doing this, and it's like, what does this say? It's like, oh fuck. Yeah.
Now watch this drive as you open the whistleblower.
Oh yeah. That's I'll get a hat. I'll come in as well, like the day after, with a hat that just says whistleblower, or I'll come with a whistle around my neck. Like, what are you doing, bro? Nothing.
Chilling. You.
And that's when like the boss runs in. Did somebody call Comcare? No. It'll rule. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, shout out to Australian OSHA. I bet they have a lot of fun to deal with.
Carson, you still here?
Alas, maybe not.
Alas, perhaps.
He's still in the chat.
Well, if Carson's still here, just let him know that we finally got the true story from Butters about a certain event that happened.
About the the whiskey.
Hey, whiskey. We've already been demonized. Okay, we don't need to be demonized anymore. We heard the real story. All right.
Yeah, we got the full.
You got some splaining to do, as
some details were lacking that really change it from
he's
shady
the bad guy
to like
Anyway, The less said, the better.
Speaking of bad guys, you guys see that?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you see that all the games coming out from like Gamescom and like the Microsoft like showcase and stuff, and like half of them were just from Microsoft were just once again nothing original. And the one thing they had original was some Portal game that has egregious microtransactions in it, and it's just like once again, man, like we're just repeating the same shitty fucking games again and again.
We're looking for bare minimum here, and you guys aren't even getting that. Carson wants to join us in chat. We good with that?
I don't care.
Oh, we can't really talk about the story.
Let's do it. No, I know.
Why?
Well, we could save that for after, right? Our debrief.
All right, we'll talk finance.
I'll go on
with that.
Yeah,
there you go.
Well, Ozzy, in terms of the game development, that's what happens when the finance department runs game development, right? That's why there's nothing original, because original means risk, and they don't want to risk their profit margins.
Well, the irony is that like I understand that, but then like everything that then comes out that's original almost always succeeds for most instances. Like Baldur's Gate, Helldivers. I mean, I can't really think of an original game that recently came out that failed.
But I feel like Helldivers is pretty rare.
That's kind of survivorship bias, because those are the ones that succeeded.
That's true.
Yeah. You didn't hear about the ones that failed.
Well, I think the last game fail that I heard was like Mind's Eye, which is like a AAA studio attempting to make a Watchdog-esque game mixed with I guess that weird cyberpunk vibe, and it's not working. It's just not working well.
What was that one where they tried to say that it went woke and went broke, but it turned out the game just sucked?
Was it Cyberpunk?
Concord? Was it Concord?
No, Concord was a byproduct of chasing a trend and then just not releasing it in time to capitalize on that trend. By the time it came out, it's like there were so many of the hero shooters that were free out there anyway that having a price point was already the thing to like, gatekeep. Well, not gatekeep, but
and then
people who might have played it.
The gameplay was mid anyway, so it didn't help.
Yeah.
It didn't have any draw. But it went woke, and that's why it died, right?
Well, it kind of did. Like, there was the only cool character was I think there was a sentient trash can, which hilarious. That's a great character. That's a very Borderlands thing to have as well. A sentient trash can that's like, I'm going to kill people now. It's like that's awesome. That's a great.
But like, when
that's
you
a great
throw trash into, is that like a thing for him? Is he kind of?
No. He just has a gun now. He's like, I'm over this.
Okay. So putting trash in
I get it.
I'm putting trash in you. It's the
equivalent of. Yeah, exactly. It's the equivalent of the blue collar finally writing it up. He's like, I'm sick of TBS reports, and he's just like starts blasting.
Yeah.
He goes postal.
Well, hi Carson. Thanks for joining us.
Hey Carson.
How you guys doing? What's going on?
Well, hanging out with the boys. Podcast.
Nice. I was
peacefully protesting.
Some peaceful protest outside my apartment, trying to go grab a little bit of dinner. Hanging out now, eating, and good to see you guys.
Has your rent gone down with the protests? Are you like, hey, actually, this would be a great time to actually like probably like break some of your stuff and be like, oh no, the protesters.
No, New York has rent stabilized laws, so rents only go up.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, can't have it going down. People might lose money, or lose investment.
The real estate, the precious real estate.
I mean, hey man, if you have any oil exposure, you're doing just fine.
Yeah. Shout out to shareholders. They really are the downtrodden.
I mean, shout out to those who create shareholder value, right?
I mean, don't we all create shareholder value?
Some more than others. We just our interns just hit the desk. They do not add value yet.
So far
on that grind set.
Yeah, I'm thinking my final word should be, man, I should have created more shareholder value.
you saw that video?
Yeah. That was you. I forgot you posted that. I'm making reference to a video you posted. Should have created more shareholder value.
It's it's a busy summer, man. A lot of stuff's getting done. I'm glad we did a ton of work just for war to break out overseas again. So probably all
hell yeah, bro.
Pause. Very cool.
Hey, those dividends better go up now.
This week, just cranking out work and.
Did you get some? You picked up some defense. You know.
It's a little Palantir.
Oh, maybe.
little bit of BAE, a little bit of Raytheon, a little bit of.
Yeah.
By the way, we're happy to be sponsored by Raytheon, and BAE, and in fact, anybody.
I hope everyone shorted Boeing though. Better have shorted Boeing.
I reckon they're gonna throw.
It's gonna be an interesting one to see because it sounds like the initial call right now is it was pilot error, so
yeah,
that'll be an interesting one to see how it actually plays out for sure.
They'll absolutely smoke. Like they'll be like, this isn't on us. This isn't on us.
It wasn't us.
And then it's like, look,
he hit the wrong button. Not our fault.
Yeah. They accidentally still killed the whistleblower that said it wasn't them, and like, oh fuck, man, I'm just in the wrong mindset.
Oh, sorry. Shoot.
Sorry. Oh, damn it. I heard whistleblower.
The initial thought is that it was a he hit the flaps and put full flaps instead of full throttle.
Or it didn't raise gear and lower raise flaps instead of raise gear or something. I forgot.
Yeah. Anybody who's played War Thunder knows that like you sometimes whoops and then you
gotta or you hit
the lobby.
You're accidentally holding Shift G instead of G, you know, and then it's just completely different. Yeah.
Back to lobby was criminal, Aussie.
Next thing you know, you're back to lobby, and you know.
Maybe you switch it up to arcade. Well,
you know,
I mean,
me chilling in the lobby with God.
Well, only one of them got to go back to lobby. The rest,
yeah, that was crazy.
That is actually a bit brutal. That was like a day ago.
That's it's insane. The fact that like one guy was in like the perfect position to just survive.
Yeah, to just
in an entire fucking explosion.
Yeah, and like not barely, like just like you. Congrats, you have survived. You can leave now.
Hit, he probably has like the same level of like ankle injury as you. I think. Like that's it. He literally walked out of there.
Fucking, it's wild. Yeah. I'm waiting for it though to have it to find out like he was a bad person or something, and it was just fucked up. Just like damn it.
And then 2 years later, we get a TV show. About it.
Actually, it turns out he was going to London to punch dogs. So,
oh my god,
Jesus! You know, he was just on vacation. He was like, I'm tired of punching like street dogs in India. I want to go to the big leagues. I'm going to London. I'm just gonna punch dogs.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's dog fighting. See, dog fighting is different. That's two dogs fighting each other. This is real dog fighting, where it's man versus dog.
But did he have that dog in him? That's the real question.
It sounds like he did if he walked out of there. Though his brother did die. R.I.P. You know, sucks.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, our Indian denomination went down by 38% right there. But
we did lose a viewer. That's crazy. All right.
Still means we got a couple million.
Damn it.
Jesus, Gulper.
Yeah.
Oh my god. On the bright side, like it's only down here. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was real bright for him for about 38 seconds there. But
it's actually crazy.
I had to. I went to grab the strap just in case the Boeing assassin showed up after we were talking bad about their shareholder value. So I'm all set.
Well, that's true.
I've got a lot.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think Hillary was a great fit for the American public. You know.
Stop.
You know, I'm still just trying to follow their.
Hold up, somebody's at the door.
His internet cuts out.
I didn't get Uber Eats.
My sister leave the door unlocked again. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, she did. One sec, guys. It turns out Hillary just sent me.
Hey, man.
Hillary sent me an Uber Beats. You know, just two guys walk in and beat the ever living fuck out of me.
It's like it's crazy.
You know,
He was killed by the LA rioters.
This
Like,
is why
what?
we're
He
cuddling
wasn't
our
in LA.
KL right now. Is that what's happening?
I'm,
You're like,
I'm
I
scared.
don't feel
Okay.
safe unless I have it in my hands. You know,
I'm
I
scared.
had like
Oh,
a fifth
God.
of Jack Daniels, and that's it. And so, maybe that'll take
Listen,
him. That'll
so-
get him.
So this reminds me of this game that a bunch of us have been playing. Culper started playing it the other day. It's Dune Awakening. It's a really good game. I had a lot of fun with it. Hanu said, hey, they've got rockets for these ornithopters, which are like the light vehicles that you can fly around. He's like, they got rockets for those. Do you want some? I was like, yeah. Who doesn't, right? I put the rockets on the thing. And every time we go out now, he's like, well, do you want to put on like a storage unit to be able to fit more stuff? I'm like, no. You gave me the opportunity to have a gun.
Yeah.
Why would I want to go back to having storage when I can just have a gun and then take other people's shit?
That's like us flying around for like 2.5 hours in Armor Forger in an MI8 with bombs on it. Just like, why would we go fight on the ground?
Just jamming out to classical music the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I put on some Tchaikovsky, and that made everything instantly better.
Yeah.
Then we had Culper in there. We had you in there. We had like a hot pit crew throwing bombs on there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, nothing like dropping hot bombs with some Debussy in the background, you know?
I'll never forget Cap and I flying
Fuck
around
the
for about
grunt
4
life.
hours on Arma, ripping like Fortunate Son dubstep. It was fucking awesome.
Ugh.
I think at one point though, you
terrible.
said, we've been doing the same thing for the last hour and 47 minutes. Could we do something different? And I was like, I'm having a great time.
You kept trying to land on the church like a half dozen times.
We had been doing that for a
I'm
lot
having a
longer than
ball.
an hour and 40 minutes.
Like I'm having this is fantastic for me. I
don't
just
get
started
to
getting a little
pick.
more wild with it. Like we're just
I don't
gonna
get to
land
pick
on
my-
the point now.
I don't get to pick my autistic special interests, all right? Let me have this.
After about the I don't know 3rd or 30th time of getting shot in passenger, we just get absolutely fucked up.
All right, everybody out.
Yeah.
What? Carson, get out. Carson's
I'm already
dead again.
dead.
Carson's dead. Carson's dead.
All right.
I love Reforger. This is a great game.
Yeah, Armor Forger
is a great game.
It is.
Armor
It is.
Forger, you really got to create your own, like, you got to be your own main character sometimes. You got to create your own, like, story.
No,
you know what I mean?
remember,
Who did
we
I
don't
shoot
we
in the
don't
face?
like.
Was it Hanu? Was it Hanu who
like,
had me sit in the warehouse for 45 minutes and
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, have everything despawn?
Oh
When
yeah.
he said it's gone, I absolutely lost, shot him in the face. And I just DC'd. I was like, I'm out of here.
That was a valid crash out. Hanu's dead on the ground as I'm pulling up. I'm like, what happened? Like he died. We're not gonna talk about it. He just died. No, like how did he die? Is there enemies there? No, he died.
Sadness. Leave it alone.
Natural result of something that just happened, and he's just fucking dying, laughing over there. Oh
I
my
ran
God.
security for 45 minutes on a warehouse door just to have everything despawn.
No, let's be clear. You sat there and flipped through TikToks or Instagram for 45 minutes. You weren't holding security.
I absolutely was not at the fucking computer the whole time. That's for damn sure. It's still.
Well, that's one
40 minutes
form of
my
security,
life.
right?
Yeah.
That's one form.
No, remember, we had, like, backstories for our characters while we were playing that Reforger mission in the MI8. Because we were, like, I don't know, it was like a World War II survivor from, like, an IL-2, like, pilot or something.
Oh yeah,
That's
like
why we were
this is
dropping
the
bombs.
Same one from the beginning of the Korean War. Yeah.
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 You gotta create your own fun.
I just needed some packets of what's the cheap, shitty fucking Russian cigarettes.
Oh, it's literally just like tobacco or something like that.
Stukabliets.
Yeah.
Sudocart. That's what it is. Sudocart.
Sudocart. Ugh.
Sudocart. Sobrani.
Yeah.
Black Russian cigarette. I just needed like a carton of those just set to the side of the fucking collective.
Yeah,
Just
it's a shame.
Pulling one out, lighting it up with the other one, you know?
We need an international, like, cigarette market, you know? Like, I want to go, like, we have, like, cigars, right? Or, like, wine. You can get, like, shit from all over the country. Like, I want to try some Thai cigarettes. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get fucked up on some unfiltered.
The problem that they have is, like,
cancer.
Japan has a ton of cigarettes that taste like fucking pink passion fruit and black cherry and whatever. You can't sell them here in the
Isn't that
States.
just like vapes and shit?
Yeah.
Well, it's cigarettes too. They have them flavored.
We can't have like fruit flavored vapes. You can have like menthol. They banned fucking menthols, dude. That's insane. Like, hey, you're having too much fun tasting cool mint flavor. Get fucked, idiot.
What are we coming to if you're driving around in Chrysler 300 and you can't put a pack of Newport Cools in the fucking cigarette holder?
Yeah, now I'm going with like wood tip wine, Black and Milds. Like, yeah, it's fine, but like, I would have loved some Cools, you know, or the little Crush,
Camel Crush, baby.
Camel Crush. Oh yeah, fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
We have banned vapes in Australia if they have nicotine in them, but like any good banned substance that people enjoy, if you go to like one of those tobacconists or whatever and you just pay in cash, do whatever you want.
They still get imported. You just can't have them.
Yeah, yeah. It's like this weird one of like you're not supposed to. But if you already have them, it's fine. It's like people just keep getting them. It's just like,
weird.
Just like imagine being the DEA equivalent. It's just like we need you to do like go undercover. It's like bust a huge ring. It's like they're selling vapes. Not like heroin or anything. It's like
like could they be doing like cool contraband? Like
they actually in New York City bodegas and stuff. You gotta like know the guy. And you go, hey, you got those mango jewel pods?
Got a little
like you got that good stuff, and they're like, no, I don't have any of that. And you go, you whip it out, and you're like, come on, man, you sold to me last.
All of it, yeah.
And then, I come back here.
Hey, my buddy said you were a good hookup, brother. You know.
Yeah. My buddy Ben Franklin.
Can I get a? Can I get a mango and a chopped cheese, please?
And they're like, yeah, absolutely. That'll be $40 for 2 sandwiches. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
we used to be a proper country, dude.
I mean, it's just actually crazy how
I do.
Go ahead, Ozzy. You got something better to say.
I was just gonna say, I do love the old like takes of when they're like, yeah, all right, everybody has to wear a seatbelt now, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?"
No, it was one. It was like it was like drunk driving. Yeah, it was like the drunk driving one. It was like, what you mean I can't?
Yeah.
Open up my 6-pack on my way home from work. I worked 12 hours.
After working,
how else do you expect
working at the plant,
sober, like that's
You expect me to show up to my son's t-ball game with that little buzz on?
Have you seen them play? You want me to watch that sober?
That kid's dog.
I'll never forget we had a football game back in the day. Growing up in Texas, it was just religion, right? To have your kids involved in sports, and at halftime, I had messed up my arm pretty bad, and my dad was gonna like try to give me some, clean it up a little bit, injury repair kit, all that good stuff. And we opened it up and the neighbors are next to us and they had a whole like keg that they were drinking out of red Solo cups. And they're like, oh, hey, Kyle, you want a margarita? It's like,
a little tequila to numb the pain
first, it's like parents drinking at T-ball games, little league football games is 100%, dude. It's how you enjoy it.
There he is. Look at him.
You ready?
I can't imagine watching kids sports sober.
Fire's holding a gun. I figured I'd grab my helmet just to be sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'll grab my weapon.
Hey, can you see this? If I put the IR filter on my Surefire, can you see this?
Hold on, let's check. Give me a minute.
This is so dumb.
Bravo 6 going dark.
I will do it actually. You pull it down.
The way the visual bands of light are not transmitting through.
I know it's a.
Okay, I'm not gonna take the lens cap cover off though, because I'll fuck this thing.
You see that?
No, not at all.
That was actually something that happened in the Field X when they were doing the riot control stuff, because we were doing it at night. Because why not just add more things to go wrong, right? So we all had nods on, and like 3 people's nods got like fucked up. Like they like went to turn them on and it was just like a huge crack just like in the fucking like the thing that was like, bro.
Damn,
and it's like an ITAR item, so now they have to like call up like America and be like, hey, we broke your stuff. Like,
hey,
Yeah.
Hey, look, put it in a box, send it off to somebody in America. They could probably fix it.
As long as it doesn't fall off a truck.
Yeah. I hate to see
Actually,
that.
once again, going back to LA, I am looking forward to, seeing a bunch of shit pop up. Just like, randomly got a bunch of, like, one of the first places that the Marines hit is probably going to be the liquor store. On the way to the liquor store.
On my way to the liquor store.
Yeah. Like, no, it's crazy. They raided it. This is behind the perimeter. Yep.
They
Crazy.
raided it. Damn, that's crazy.
And then it's going to be the tobacconist.
I still have the patch. It is somewhere in my room. I don't know where it went.
What, is it on the way to the liquor store?
I promise you I'll find it.
The original SquadOps patch. I got that one from Mr. Burns himself, who went to the first meetup in fucking Vegas. So that was cool.
Nice.
Well, I have Jack Daniels, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah,
but I won
know
mine at
the
a raffle.
patch. The patch is somewhere in this room. It's somewhere for sure. Because I was gonna wear it at some point. I think I put it on like a hat, like one of those Velcro patch hats. And I was like, I shouldn't do that. And I put it down, and I forgot where I put it. So.
I lost my I lost it or someone's taken it, but my really ratty cap, like just one of those ones that like every good little enlisted man has, that has just been through the absolute shit. It's falling apart, and everyone's like, get rid of that. And you're like, no, this is mine.
I have a ball cap that went through every deployment that I ever went on, and went on every vacation up until the most recent hog hunt, and I retired after that one because it was a fitted hat, one of the original fitted caps, and the fucking back piece finally started like separating from the ball cap itself. So I got everybody to sign it. It's hanging up in my fucking closet now, but
that's pretty cool.
No shadow box for it yet. We'll get you one.
I do like when you see those cool going away gifts, and it's always got like all this shit that they've like the units that have been to and stuff.
Yeah.
There was one the other month they did where they were like, we're gonna do this nice going away. So they went and they got all his shit. So like they got his actual medals and stuff. And it's like, why didn't you guys pay for like replicas? Like, oh well, that was expensive. This is retarded. Like what? Like just all his stuff just in a box. And it's like
he shows up to a going away ceremony, and he just doesn't have any fucking shit on his chest, or what?
Yeah,
just wearing a hair uniform.
Pretty much. Well,
or they made him buy another like copy of everything. Just
no. he was a funny lad. So he was one of the soft lads that has never worn like cams again. Like he's like no. And so for his going away, he has a VB and a beer in one hand and a vape in the other. And he's just like, yep, you cunts fucking don't know how hard I had to work. And he's just like, what the fuck? And just standing next to this major, he's just like, God damn it. Like, please, why do you have to be like this? And he's like a small little fat like dude. Like it's like 80. His body like doesn't work. Like he has to run on ibuprofen and a fifth of Wixie every morning just to get out of bed. And he's just his teeth are eroded from the amount of beers that he's been drinking. Just like, how are you a functioning human being, let alone at this level? Like, yep. Just don't look into it. Yeah. He's got a great rap sheet as well. It's just like fights all the time. He's like, yeah. He's a cool dude though, obviously.
Yeah, I bet.
Delicious.
So Carson, how's finance with all the tariffs? How's finance doing with all the tariffs?
Oh, it's just one day they're on, one day they're off. It's kind of like your ex-girlfriend from high school. You never really know where you stand, but it's always a good time.
Yeah. Well, if you give him a couple $1 million at his country club, he'll give you a heads up on when he's taking them off and putting them back on.
I think when I was on the podcast, we were talking about like we literally have people who like have an API plug and let people know of the important tweets he has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually monitor it.
Yeah. No, you gotta monitor his True Social for finance tips because he'll fucking do it. Well, doesn't make any sense. No common sense needed, but he'll do what he says.
thing that impacts everything is for our deals, public companies as a collective are often aggregated into like a mean or a median to support a valuation for a specific company. And you know, at the larger scales, when you're adding a bunch of zeros behind things, you know, a 10%, 15% shift can mean a lot of money. And managing that, having to have justifications against it, working all week to deal with like, you know, a 15% sell off in a company, and then at the end of the week it's already back up and burning a lot of daylight is an interesting time period. Alongside you know, getting news of the missiles flying around is like, well, that's really great. I'm super glad that this company that has exposure to this region is one of our portcos we're working with at the moment. But financials overall good. We're busy, man. We're busy. Lots of
it
deals
sounds
going
like
on.
it sounds like interesting times that we live in, guys.
I'm just waiting for the EMP, bro. I can't wait for the EMP.
You guys
just
live in
pops.
it every day. What do you mean you're waiting for it?
Exactly. So yeah, it's going to be one of those things where it's like
you on the fucking line and everybody goes down again.
Yeah, everyone's going to be losing their fucking mind, and I'm just going to be like, oh damn, that's crazy. I think I downloaded all my porn. Like, I'm living in the past, bro. But somehow still in the future. Make it make sense.
That's the real hot take right there. Who still downloads porn? Australians.
Download everything, bro. Fucking download it, like you know, the movies. You know, surf the seas. Fucking if companies want to be like, yeah, you actually don't own anything. No, fuck them.
I already downloaded it. Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
So the last hurricane we had come through here last year, we didn't have power for like 3 days. What I did have was a laptop that I could charge out of my truck, but we didn't have any internet. So we had cell phones, we had, you know, the iPad and stuff, but we didn't have a cell signal either for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. Which isn't bad, right? I'm not complaining. It's first world problems, of course. But one thing I did have was a bunch of deployment hard drives, right? So I've got like a dozen of them. So I was pulling them out. I was like, okay, gotta go through and check to see what's on this hard drive before I let the kids have it. Just plugging it in and like, okay, that one's gonna go in the no-no pile. Let's go to the next one. Figure out what's on there. Yeah.
Also going to the no pile.
Yeah. You're like, okay.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get another hard drive.
It's like,
I've got to consolidate these. I gotta consolidate this. Let's just
Deep
move this file over
Impact.
here because I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah,
But,
that one's Deep Impact.
I mean-
I need to figure out if that one's the porn version or the actual movie Deep Impact.
Oh, sweet. Pirates
Either
of the
way-
Caribbean. Nope, wrong pirates. Wrong pirates.
Either way, it's gonna have Alec Baldwin's brother. You know. So
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
And Steve Buscemi, oddly enough.
Yeah, he was in both.
Oh, man.
Weird. I mean, I don't think he gets many roles, but like showing up in a porn parody of yourself is pretty tight.
That's a great move right there.
Yeah.
Plus some of the old movies
wonder-
still slap
that's
so
gotta-
hard. Like they're fantastic.
That's had to have happened, right? Someone starring in their own porn parody.
I don't know. It'd be fucking hilarious. If it didn't.
I'm sure there's a lot of stars like from the early days of Hollywood who didn't make it because Weinstein was like, no, and then they just fall into a different career.
God,
I'm banking on
your thought process of Weinstein controlling Hollywood. Yeah. The reason why he's not
So
here
I'm
is
in
like,
Israel,
well,
right?
yeah.
How crazy is that? Right? That's crazy.
Oh, you want to talk about Israel and Hollywood?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
That's crazy.
Or am I?
No, the amount of comments you get on like Instagram nowadays of like, you see the comments. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes I go reels and the first thing I click on after watching it is the comments, and they're just like, sometimes they're gold. They rule.
Yeah.
My
Sometimes the
favorite one
comments are
is the
hilarious.
the military influences. The military influences are sometimes the best. You'd be like, yeah, you like. Was a chick who got promoted to like whatever, something. It's like, it took me X amount of time, and everyone's like, wow, you go girl, and it's like one dude who's obviously worked with her. It's like, wow, can't believe you fucking finally fucked your way up the ranks. It's like, Whoa, hello, how we doing?
Yeah.
And it's like she
Instagram
clearly
comments-
hasn't deleted it yet.
No, Instagram
so
comments
good.
they're either complete gold or an
Absolutely
absolute
fucking unhinged.
sewage
Yeah.
pit of
Yeah.
humanity. Which I
Yeah,
love.
They'll be like,
Opening up a
one
reel
dude
and
who's
just
like,
trying
oh
to
yeah,
figure
you
out.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should just review
Yeah.
Instagram comments.
I don't think we can do that on stream. I'm gonna keep it a
Probably
buck. Yeah.
Well, not with
our,
our not with our
not
algorithm.
our algorithm. No.
Not
Our
with that
algorithm.
attitude.
Yeah.
No, true.
No, that would that would
First of
not
all,
go
for
well.
all things, I can.
So write that down.
Right then.
My
No,
algorithm's fucked. It's either
with
people
our algorithm,
dying
yeah,
in
it would be
weird,
bad.
esoteric ways, or it's car crashes,
Mhm.
or goth girls. That's about it. Oh, and funny pictures of ducks. I don't know how that one made it on there, but I'm gonna be real. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
I'll be so this.
Yeah, it's like a breath mint at the end of a garlic and steak dinner. You're like, Jesus.
I did.
Like it's not changing anything, but it still feels nice, you know.
The only thing that would be better is if I didn't have to watch the same Indian man die 27 times. I don't know why I watched it 27 times in a row.
He keeps trying it, you know.
Yeah.
Like stop reaching for that metal pipe, please stop.
Yeah.
No, he does it every time.
That is an electricity, like it is live.
Yeah.
Just
Please
because
stop
you can
putting
doesn't mean
your
you should.
Yeah, please stop putting
The
your
irony
head
is I've
outside
seen
the train
exact
car.
video you're discussing right now.
Yeah. Please stop putting your
Well,
head outside the train car, please.
Oh, yeah,
Stop. Yeah. The one where he climbed up top and got electrocuted, that was a surprise.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna get hit with something.
No,
No.
it's just straight up
No, electrocuted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where he got eaten by the tiger was pretty entertaining too.
Well, that really was a leopard's eating face type moment where he's just like, yeah, the tiger ate you because you deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, stop putting yourselves in these positions, and you'll go further in life.
Yeah.
My favorite is actually sometimes clicking on the your friends liked or whatever, and I obviously work with a lot of like young impressionable diggers, and some of them are just like, dude, why would you put your name to this? And it's just like, oh, has my good boy been good? And just like spitting in their face, and I'm just like, dude, why would you like this? Yeah.
Dude.
Or it'll be like the really edgy comments where it's like, man, fuck the military, and they're just like, dude, stop liking this, man. Like, what are you doing?
That's so funny. Yeah, if I caught like a friend of mine liking like good boy like S&M content, I'd be like, oh, come on, nah.
There's like two of them that have like
not on
patch.
main.
It's like these two dudes where I'm like, I know. And now I'm starting to get that content as well because I keep like looking at them. I'm like, man, what the fuck? And it's like, do you want to?
You don't catch me.
Like, no.
You won't catch me liking shit. All right, I don't like anything.
I like all the peaceful stuff. It's like, oh wow, cute like animal picture. Like, oh, that's adorable.
Oh,
and then it's like, yeah, Indian man getting struck by a train poem. Like the fellas would love this.
Yeah, does it count shares? It might count shares because I share a lot.
Man,
I don't like it. I share it. No,
the worst ones are like I'll fall asleep sometimes with the fucking phone next to me, like if I'm sitting in the chair, especially if I'm traveling. And then randomly,
when you're driving,
wake up the next morning. No, like sitting at the the hotel or something. And I'll wake up an hour or two later, and it'll have sent like some random person that I haven't talked to in 25 years a fucking Instagram reel, and I'm like, I don't. Why? Why did you choose to do these things?
You're sleep sharing, dude. That's wild,
dude. TikTok was the worst because it has the buttons right on the side of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Dude, there was like some videos that I like reposted. And I'm like, I didn't click that.
I don't remember.
I accidentally called 911 once doing that.
Oh,
that's yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't. I didn't actually dial. It was the emergency. I have an iPhone, so it was the emergency services thing.
So did it call the police, and all they hear is
the TikToks?
I mean, I guess I looked at when I opened my phone, it just still showed that screen, and then I looked at the call history, and it said like 40 seconds 911. or emergency services. I forget what it
You
said.
they probably thought you were.
Or
No, it was just
That's
nothing
even
happened.
worse. That's even worse.
Just remain quiet if you need help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, is this a case of you're being beaten by your wife and you can't tell anybody? If that's the case, just stay quiet.
He got
I'd like a large cheese pizza.
Why is the large cheese pizza being very aggressive and has a gun?
Mm-hmm.
He got that random black chick who was just hanging up on people. She's like, nope.
That was an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
I don't watch like true crime crap, but I've been watching the Karen Reed one. That's been interesting.
Yeah.
And the lady that hung up on people just because she didn't want to talk to him. That was also interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, multiple times or just once?
Like, multiple times.
Like multiple times in her career.
Tons.
Wow.
Yeah,
she would just hang up on people just because she's like, I don't feel like doing the paperwork on this.
That's
deal with a kidnapping on your own.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, can you just like text me or something? Like, yeah, that'd be easier. Oh, yeah, well, we get it. You're gonna survive the kidnapper.
For me. Yeah, that was crazy. My sneak hit, my sneak favorite on Instagram lately has been WNBA highlights or lowlights. Just like Angel Reese, like trying to do the same layup like 10 times in a row and getting her rebound every time, but like still never making a shot.
There's it was like obviously having a bit of access to some gamblers stuff. The dudes who bet on failures of the WNBA, just like I need you to like miss like 6 shots, and they're just like,
they're like tracking their period, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna take the under today because it's Aunt Flo is visiting and she's about to say bet low,
Yeah, I reckon that's how they have like the doomsday like clock or whatever. It's like, oh, it's 12 minutes to midnight. I reckon that's going to be replaced with just like sports bet being like, hey, just so you know, we have an over under on the missiles flying today. It's like, what the fuck? What do you know? It's like, there's a dude in a missile silo who's just like betting on it as well. It's like, I reckon I can make this happen.
The apocalypse right now is only plus 200, so do with that information what you will.
I put $100 on there was a spread for President Trump winning a peace prize or whatever, and it's like I put $100 on it. It's paying something ridiculous. Like if he does get it, it's like $6,000 or whatever. It's just like he's like so far down the list of like these other people, and it's like I need this to happen.
He's gonna somehow make peace in the Middle East and get a Nobel Peace Prize, and what's the parlay? I'm like, what? That's leg one. What's the rest?
I'd have to fucking bring it up.
Yeah.
But
Alex Jones getting a Pulitzer. I'll put that on there.
Nah, I probably wouldn't do that. That's Kyle Rittenhouse coming back. That could be an interesting one.
I could see. Oh well, that's almost like that's an easy layup for a parlay.
Yeah.
He keeps getting brought back into all these like right wing
political talk shows and stuff. Yeah. I mean, like, what a time for him to come back if he did.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your take on the LA riots? And he just fucking grabs his AR. It's like, well,
back in my day.
yeah, 3 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
I do like some of the, not the hot takes, but like the people who are just like actively like, why are you waving a different country flag in the country that you want to stay in? It's like,
but the same people complaining about that would be waving a Confederate flag while at a Trump rally. So,
Well, at least you're still in the right country, just the wrong era.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see the dude in the crowd waving the UN flag. It's like, we're all one people. And they're just like,
wearing the helmet as well. Yeah.
Yeah, wearing a blue beret on, just like, brother, no.
There's the old like staff sergeant just like trying to get hold of the snipers, like hit that guy. Like, what? Just trust me. I hate those fucking dudes. It was crazy actually seeing the Cobra and shit like flying like through LA. So it's like, what do you like? The intrusive thoughts on the gunner, just like, please, sir, no.
I want to see like a super Earth flag,
Yeah, see, that'd be another great one.
Yeah.
That should be behind the This would actually be a great time as well to bring the band call back out, and like all the riders there, all the Marines are there, and just behind them you just hear, like what the fuck, and they all like draw their patterns.
Get the drum and bugle corps from 8th and I to come out to the LA riots. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking. That'd be tight as shit. You'd be like,
you imagine like rioters trying to push like a barricade or whatever, and then the drill team come out there and they just start fucking spinning fucking rifles at them and shit. Like, yeah, try and fuck with that.
And they're like, whack, and they just get mesmerized by that, and then they just go quack them in the skull with the end of it. Like,
Should have paid attention.
Yeah.
Your eyes were on this hand. This hand was doing the magic.
Once again, the intrusive thoughts of seeing some of the police just letting off less than lethals, because it is great. I'm pretty sure they did a report about it when they were in like Afghan or Iraq or the Middle East or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we're trying to do more less lethal stuff because there's too many like shootings at checkpoints and stuff. And they found that soldiers were just like, oh, okay, they're just immediately deployed every time. They're just like, well,
yeah.
You still have to escalate to that. Like, oh, okay.
But it won't kill him. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Why would I need to escalate? That's he's not dying. So
but they ended up like now like injuring like so many more people because they're just fucking immediately deploying the less than lethal because they're like, I don't want to take the risk, and it's like now we're just seeing that on like a massive scale, but it's still like, yeah, this is the outcome, unfortunately, of people, playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes. It's easy to just like not throw the tear gas back, just leave, just all right. I don't know.
Yeah. So I did see the video of the people like trying to break into like a sushi restaurant and like being hauled back out by the crowd. They were like, I'm gonna get some free sushi or free fish, and then the crowd was like, get the fuck out of there. Like, no, we're not doing that shit.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a business owner, I'd probably be breaking my own stuff or just saying I broke my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like the auditors are gonna come out fucking mid riot, be like, yeah, we'll check it out.
Right. Nah. I gotta check that.
Anyway, hot take: fraud. Commit fraud.
Hot take. Insurance companies aren't people. You should defraud them as much as you possibly can.
Well, apparently
there goes our sponsor, State Farm. They wished us well.
Dude, State Farm wants my fucking nuts, dude. I swear to God. I get a call from them like 3 times a day because I did one quote like a month ago trying to see if I could get a better price for my car insurance. They call me 3 times a fucking day. I had to block their number. Yeah, State Farm wanted me that bad.
Experience with State Farm was not great. We had a whole shipment of our stuff quite literally stolen from us during a PCS move. And when I say they were the worst people to deal with for that, it took us 9 months just to get something back from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like even a response back. Like, oh yeah, we're working on this. It's 9 months. And then I had to do the investigating. We're like, hey, somebody stole our shit. Here's their information. They were like, oh, well, we can't help you. It's like, what do you mean you can't help us? You can't give me any resources of what to do? Like, well, we have to have proof it was actually stolen before we're going to do anything about it. It's like I had to call the FBI to report this theft. Like it was this whole thing that was just dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and they were still like Progressive keeps raising my rates like every I could do the 6 months because I know it's gonna raise if I don't do the 6 months, and then every 6 months it comes back. Oh, you're paying $130 more this time. Like, why? What's the difference? The rates are changing in your state.
I keep calling them and telling them that your door's left unlocked again, and you have a high chance of getting robbed. That's just me. I'm just pranking them. It's like, it's trust me, bro.
That's it. I'm
pretty sure the United. What are you gonna tell him? It's like he's not injured. He's putting it on. He's gonna rat you out. He's got a whistle. He's good to go.
He doesn't. He's not actually hurt.
He's putting it on. He said he just wanted the DVA money. He's like, I got 100% coming my way, baby. Watch me limp into the office. They're like, oh, my poor baby.
Oh, poor little baby. You want 100%? Yes, you do.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't give me any like any pain or whatever relief stuff because like the system was down, and the medical nurse that I had at the time who was outfield with me and like evac'd me out was like, he was furious. And then when they finally gave me like some ibuprofen, he's like, you should have said the pain was like a 10. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, they would have given you the good stuff. I was like, I'm not fixing to get a high, bro. Like, I'm like, I can still walk.
Yeah, but
he's like,
but you could have though.
You could have been, you could have been not hurt and rolling on Fent at the same time. So
yeah, this motherfucker kept saying it as well. Like they were like, yeah, we're just gonna give him, this, and he's like, we should actually probably give him this. And it's like, I forgot what it was called, but it was something with an opioid in it because it had one of those crazy names. So I was like, motherfucker, like, I rolled my knee, I didn't get stabbed, come. But speaking of the healthcare system as well, apparently United CEOs or like the board are trying to like sue the they're put in like a change of leadership because the profits have dropped so much. It's like they're now like approving.
Or they weren't. Well, they were saying
the dividends decreased.
Yeah. No, so their dividends decreased because after the shooting, they're like, oh, we should accept all claims to prevent this from happening again for like 6 hours after the shooting. And then they changed it, but those 6 hour loss are like, hey, you owe us money because you lost us money because you accepted all the claims that you were supposed to not accept to make money for us.
Which is, this is where we should get Carson back in here, where he can explain unethical practices of a business that is designed to be.
I'm sure that's like
ethical, but not profitable
to do right now.
Yeah, he would love that.
He's actually probably watching a graph right now go up and down as missiles are doing their same thing, and he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, his investments going up like a parabola, like a cruise missile.
He's watching Asmongold comment on fucking drone strikes as he watches a graph of dividends decrease. It's like shit.
Pretty sure oil's up today.
Oh, good. Oh. That's great. I love gas prices because it went from $2.78 where I live to $3.15 in a 6 hour period. So I went to work. It was $2.78. I came back from work to $3.15. Right. So like that, they can change gas prices 50 cents in 6 hours.
Well, have you seen the thing? It won't
go down that quickly,
prices? Though. No, God no.
No, it'll never go down that quickly. It'll go down a cent a day for 6 months, maybe. And then
it'll
go back
live
up 50 cents one day.
For like supermarkets and stuff. Be like, oh yeah, the people are buying a lot of like ramen today. It's like, yeah, because payday was last week. They're struggling. They just need to. They need to make it a couple more days, bro. Gotta hike it up.
It's a bi-weekly, the paycheck bi-weekly system.
What's that?
I unfortunately got
guy that's like, he's a drunk for a week because he's on a 2-week paycheck.
Yeah,
you heard that saying before.
Yeah. Well, you get it. We have it all the time. But I was gonna. We had when we were outfield or whatever. We got live jasmine rice or whatever, like one of those huge fucking like bags that would like feed like. A white dude for a year, a Korean family for a week, and I didn't get to steal one because I got injured before we did the clearance. I was like, fuck. Because I was going to steal one of those bags. Because, nah. But one of those bags I got when I was stationed somewhere else, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll fucking get one of these. And I was in one of those shitty barracks rooms. I was like, oh, this will sort me out. That like I didn't finish the bag. Like it's
like
so
a
much
UNICEF,
rice.
Like a UNICEF ration of just like a.
Of like just a huge fucking like bag of rice.
A 25-pound bag of rice.
Yeah, and I was gonna steal one. I was like, yeah, I could fucking.
Yeah.
This will last me ages. I mean, I say steal. I was gonna take one.
Repurpose.
That's what my dad used to do, but he used to get like 3 of them, and so It would last him. Like you just have beans and rice like all the time, and it would last him for months.
Yeah, Rust. You can do so much shit with Rust.
I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes in my own fucking room because this bitch can't close doors.
Well, I mean,
maybe don't live where you live.
Mosquito fucking coil things.
Yeah.
People say that to me all the time. Well, I say people. It's you cunts. You guys
cunt.
tell me that all the time. Yeah. You just moved to America.
You can move to Siberia. I don't know how many mosquitoes live out there.
They've got mosquitoes there, same as Alaska. They're just bigger.
What about Antarctica?
Probably not so much.
Probably not. Yeah.
Then they got polar bears to worry about.
You got to be above the Arctic Circle, I think, to keep them away. But even in the summer, you probably have. Probably still have some in the summer.
No, you get like pirates instead or something, or like Russian oil execs who found oil beneath you and are gonna kill you to something.
Well, that's why you bring green.
There's a lot of somethings in that statement that didn't go anywhere. I just wanna highlight that for a second.
Yeah, I was going for a bit and it sort of got away from me. I'm like, I'll call it early instead of struggling.
I'm gonna hit the eject button on this bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna return back to lobby.
Pop and shoot on that one. Oh Jesus, that's a callback. That's a callback.
I'm heading back to the terminal on that one.
I'm gonna turn. Yeah, I had my booster on and it failed, as it always does.
Yeah, everyone else in that plane had a 500% booster on. That guy did not. You know?
The pilot did. That's what happened. He's like, fuck.
100%.
Yeah, this happened like fucking 48 hours ago. We should probably relax.
Hey.
It's just Gallus humor. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Talking about Gallows humor.
Oh well.
Yeah. What's your plans this weekend?
I've got work tomorrow for a few hours. I gotta play catch up on some stuff that I missed while I was traveling, and then I'm probably gonna go buy a Cold Python. That's on the menu for Saturday evening.
Nice.
We still doing
prices are going down.
I
wouldn't plan on it.
There's a gun show Saturday afternoon that I'm gonna try and hit.
Dude, I haven't. I've been going to gun shows like in my area every once in a while just to see what's up. I have not seen anything good at a gun show in years. Okay, they're all just like fucking overpriced, or just normal shit. Like bro's got
supposed to be one of the larger ones in the area, so I had some hope that maybe it would be better.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Do you?
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Do you have a play coming up, or something to that effect?
Oh yeah.
That you want to talk about?
We all do. July, like 20th or something, 27th or some shit.
No, it's the end of August.
When do I need to buy my plane tickets?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. End of August. Well, I mean, I say we all go to DC, catch up, and then we all drive down and see. If I do stay injured or whatever and I can't go to Leaf Fest, I'll just move my fucking trip to DC and I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm staying in DC and I'll come to this play and I'll get plastered for it.
What play is this?
Yeah, so our good Cap is in a play. He's playing Oberon for some.
That's true.
They were like, all right. Apparently, it was just it's community play or something. He said.
Yeah, so my youngest tried out for a part in some play doing with Midsummer's Night Dream, and the lady was like, "Hey, we don't have enough adults to play parts because we had 396 children try out for this play. We had 4 adults, and we don't happen to be old enough to play Oberon or Titania in this play. So you should try out." And I was like, I don't want to try out. She's like, "Yeah, but if you should though, because you're going to be here with your daughter like 3 days a week anyway, doing the whatever the fuck they call them, the reading the plays or what I mean." And the lady's like, trying to gaslight me into thinking that since I'm going to be there, I should try out for this play. And I was like, I don't really want to. Over the course of like the preceding hour and a half that I was there while they were having my daughter do read-throughs, she had 2 other people come up to talk to me about it. Their casting director and someone else. and they were like, "Hey, you really should read this. This is a part that we think would be, fit for you. Your voice fits it." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
yeah, the right size.
I don't really want to.
Yeah.
You're
Right
over.
beard.
You're over 18. You should really try out for this. And I was like, I don't really. It's not what I want to do with my time. She's like, no, you should though. And I was like, I don't. So anyway, the last like 15 minutes we were there, she had my daughter read a part. She goes, "Hey, why don't you come up here and just read this part opposite of her for me?"
She got your ass.
And I was like, "All right, fuck it." So I go up and I read.
Yeah,
the part
come on, help your daughter.
And she goes, right, and she goes, "Okay, great. We'll let you guys know if you got the part." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" So, like 2 weeks. So they had that session of tryouts, and they had like another weekend of tryouts. The weekend after that's when they let everybody know that, who got the parts or whatever. And I was reading through, and I scrolled down, and I was looking for my daughter's name and for her friend Paula's name. So I was looking down, and I was like, "Oh, okay, Lexi's on there. Oh, where's Paula?" And then I see my name, and I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm going to do community theater now. That's at the top of my priority list for things to achieve in this life, but here we are."
Yeah, we should get Mito on and have him talk about his theater life. I reckon that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Funny as
Ask
shit.
him if he wants to come on the podcast. Send him a DM.
Yeah.
Who?
It'd be pretty funny. Mito. He's a theater
Mito, a lad. Yeah. He's got some great hot takes. He's a funny little lad as well. I caught up with him when I went to San Fran, and I was like, yes, like he's a theater kid. He's in San Fran, and I come and he sees, and I'm like, oh, hey man. It's like, oh, you look a bit disappointed. I was like, yeah, you're not wearing a fucking vest and a fedora. I really thought you were going to be doing that. He's like, well, I'm not one of those theater kids. I'm like, no. You know the people I'm talking about.
You have a Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas wallpaper on your phone. All right, we know it.
Yeah, you love every remake from what's his name that just makes everything dark and edgy and gothic.
Yeah. So congrats on the part.
So I got a part in a community theater play. There was 6 adults that try out. I'd happen to be one of the 3 that got a part, so that was cool.
Oh really? Wow, that was tough.
Tricked into.
That was really tough competition there.
What would have been really funny, hilarious,
is if I didn't get the part. That would have been
funnier.
I would have been laughing all the way to doing other.
No. Would have been even funnier is if you got the part and your daughter
and
did.
Lexi didn't get it. I would have.
I
would have just not shown up. I would have. I would have sent her a DM, be like, "I'm not interested." Thanks. Literally, the only reason why I'm still continuing to do it is because my daughter's.
Because your daughter's gonna be there.
That's it.
Yeah. It would have been so funny.
This will be a memory for her. That's a core memory, right? Like I want her to associate good times with good things, with having fun, and she's definitely the more outgoing of my 2 children.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will be
she's a theater kid,
core memory she forms of like, oh well, Dad actually does some cool stuff with us, rather than Dad's a
rather than make us run crew served weapon drills.
No, or makes us go hiking. Makes us go hiking on a Saturday, and then we get trapped by 3 cottonmouths. Yeah, that was cool. Like,
they
it's just a snake, walk past it. They're like, no, why snake? It's pointless.
Yeah. Well, they're the ones who force you to go on the hike too, which I think they probably will forget that.
Yeah,
part.
and then.
Yeah.
Well, that'll
not be written in there for sure. They're gonna ignore that entirely.
Never.
I mean, the other problematic one was like, hey, we want to go fishing. Okay, do you want me to get a boat? Do you want me to call Grandpa so you can borrow his boat? Like, what do you want? Oh, whatever. We just want to go fishing. So then I spend. I mean, it's every tale that every father has. You spend 6 hours in the water. They spend 45 minutes fishing. The rest of the time, they're like playing with their hair, washing their hands in the water, or they've got fish smell underneath their fingernails now, or they're fiddling with their life jacket because I made them wear a life jacket, even though I didn't wear a life jacket at that age. Apparently, that's something we're supposed to do now. I'm rebaiting their hook because they're not even paying attention to their line. They catch more fish than I did accidentally.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just grumbling.
Shut up.
You fucking nice.
Well, I took him. So with the summer, like with all the travel that I do during the summertime, I take them with me most places I go. If they're, if mom's working or whatever, I'll just, hey, come on with me. We'll go wherever, Chicago, Atlanta, Florida, wherever.
Yep.
So they've been to a couple trips with me. Well, I'd planned this Florida trip out. I was like, okay, the first time I went, we're gonna drive there. We'll stop in Mississippi. We'll go to the aquarium. You guys can see that. We'll go to the bumfuck Florida place that I got to go to that has no cell phone service, and I'll do what I need to do there for 2 days. Then we'll hit the beach for a day or two, and then we'll go back and do the work I need to do. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. Well, what do you think happens the 2 days we were at the beach?
It's
raining the whole fucking time.
Damn.
Thunder and lightning, rain the whole fucking time. So we
Yeah.
just spent basically the weekend, going to tourist shops, buying fucking beach clothes and eating at expensive restaurants because there's nothing else to fucking do.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're having
There's
a great
one thing
time.
I did
They're having
hate
a
when I
great
went to
summer.
America
That's all
is,
that matters.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. As long as someone's having fun. But
Right.
yeah, I did hate when I went to America and your spread of like food prices are fucked. Like it's like,
Oh, yeah.
here or like shit. And it's like, damn it, man.
Yeah.
And finding
There's
good coffee
no-
was fucking near impossible.
That's the problem. When you go to
I get why Starbucks is so big.
Expensive. Well, right, because it's mediocre
Well,
coffee, but it's the same no matter where you go. You
Right.
can get the same mediocre cup of mocha frappuccino in fucking Seattle as you get in Dallas, as you get in New York, as you get in fucking Tampa. Right? It's the same shit.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
least
but like you've obviously you've come to
edible,
Australia and
you know what I mean?
I'd say
Yeah.
like McDonald's coffee and Chick-fil-A coffee is pretty same no matter where you're at.
Well,
Okay,
Cap's come
I
to
was gonna say,
Australia, and
if you
I'm
were gonna
sure
say
he can
good,
vouch.
No, it's not good.
Yeah.
McDonald's
can vouch
coffee.
the Australian
the bistros that you guys have in Australia are fucking great, right? You can go
And
get
then
a
you
cup of
got-
coffee and get a fucking croissant or whatever you want for breakfast,
Croissant.
and it's pretty decent, right?
yeah.
The coffee's good, I will say.
How much is the
I've been
coffee?
getting. Hold on. Well, it's Australian dollars, so
Regular
it's like
price,
free
5.
basically for people with money.
No.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
For people with
No,
actual
fucking-
dollar bills, yeah, it's pretty cheap in Australia, I guess.
Yeah. It's like 70 bottle caps. It's not too
Yeah.
bad if you do the quest for Moriarty, you can afford one.
Yeah.
It's a throwback to one of the greatest Fallouts. Fight me. Fallout 3. Now, when I was I'm actually just gonna self-toot my horn. I'm a barista.
Yeah.
But when I was in America, I'm also Italian. I love a good coffee. Fucking near impossible. And it was disgusting when it's like, yeah, can I get a coffee? And they come out with a pot, and you're like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you have to find like a it's like a hipster shop. You like there's it'll be like a Good Beans or like some weird pun name, like you have to find those in whatever area you're in because there usually is one.
The best coffee I
but-
had was in San Fran because it is a hipster city.
Yeah.
With all the hipster
Yeah,
stuff.
coffee's a big hipster thing. So yeah, look for a part of town where dudes wear like scarves or vests or some shit, and you'll
fedora.
usually find a nice cup. The fedoras are out.
So what I've been doing now, because I can't. You're right, Ozzy. It's almost impossible to get good coffee down here. Like, good coffee here in South Louisiana is community coffee, which it's fine, but it's not great. It's like Folgers. I mean, it'll make a cup of coffee, but it's not like.
Isn't Cafe
not great.
de Le Monde literally right there?
Cafe
Right?
du Monde? Yeah, but that's chicory coffee. It's not the same.
That's good. I
So
like that.
it's it's okay. What I've been doing is there's a local guy that grows coffee beans down here, and he brings them
That's
in as
groovy.
well from Africa, from Sumatra, and from South America. So he brings beans in, and then he roasts them here. So anyway, I've been buying pounds of coffee from him. It's called Orange Island. This is the new one that I got from him before I left on this last trip. It's called the Tanzanian honey process. Apparently, they take the coffee and they shell it, or no, they leave it in the shell and they let it sit underneath the tree for like a day or two, and then they come back and it has time to process all the tannins and all the flavors and profiles and stuff into the bean, and it's supposed to be better. So anyway, I haven't had it yet, but it smells fucking phenomenal.
The apparently the rule is to get like coffee at its like peak is like 20 days after like opening the bag. Like too early and it's fucked. But like once you open it and like sort of expose it to, it's like like a wine, like you air it out for a little bit, and then fucking go for gold. Apparently it's 20 days. That's what I heard when I did my little barista course. But yeah, like there were like so many easy things. Like the thing that got me when it was like, oh yeah, can I get this coffee? And it's like a flat white. Fucking no idea what I was talking about. And I was like, oh, just like a coffee with milk. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And there was the pot of coffee, and they just added milk, and I was just like sitting there defeated. It's like,
do you guys do tea?
It's 9 o'clock. I'll just have a scotch.
That.
I'll just have a scotch.
You're not getting that from a diner or whatever.
I'm not going to shill this for these guys. You guys can find their websites, just orangeislandcoffee.com. But what I've done is they have coffee subscriptions every month. And I do 2 pounds of ground coffee every month. It's $36 for 2 pounds, and that gets me through a month's worth here drinking at home. I buy coffee on the road or whatever, but that gets me through a month here. The really nice thing with that is they just literally just ship it to you, and it's fresh. It takes a day to get to me. It takes probably 2 or 3 days if you're up where you are, Fire. But it rotates, so they have like different coffees, so you get to try different things. It's like right now they've got Brazil Maria Dorotea Natural, Tanzania Peaberry, Mexican Chiapas.
There was a couple
Kyanza Kabingo Station,
Sumatra
stuff.
They have a cool mug.
Burundi, Kayaza Kabingo Station. They have a sugarcane process. They have a Marie Laveau Voodoo Dark Roast blend. I think that's their house blend, but you save $2. You save $2 a pound by buying it through their monthly coffee subscription, and it's
because I've done those coffee subscriptions. Like when I was going into college, I was like, man, I should really get into coffee. For some reason, because I needed a hobby or whatever. So I got like a French press, a big fucking mug, and I ordered like a coffee subscription, and it was fine. I used it for like 6 months. I was like, man, I just buy beans. I don't need to spend $25 a month on shit I don't really.
Well, you have to if you're getting your money's worth, right? If you are drinking, otherwise, it's not gonna work out for you. But I think those sort of services are always fantastic, where it's like, subscription, it's gonna rotate through and
give you something new, and
perfect.
And if you like something that's the same, the cool thing is, for me, it's a local company. So I found this guy. He owns a company that it's a nursery for plants, right? So, but they only wholesale. They don't sell to like the public members. So I had to create a wholesale account with him and all this other shit. Anyway, he had coffee there for you to taste, and his thing was like with the guys coming in to buy plants, because he'll get 50, 60 crews that'll come in there a day. He leaves fresh coffee out. So you just walk up, grab a cup. It's free. Drink your coffee while you're going around picking out your plants. Come back, leave the cup there. And the mugs are nice. They're, the old school ceramic, but they're nice, heavy fucking mugs that are great for drinking coffee out of. And they keep the coffee warm while you're walking around, especially if it's a cold day. Well, he sells most of his subscriptions or most of his coffee just from foot traffic coming in and out of there. People drink coffee. They're like, oh, this is great. I'd like to take some home with me.
I'll buy a bag, yeah.
Exactly. But I found the subscription thing. He's like, yeah, if you just,
because
I bought like, probably 30 pounds over the course of, 5 months of going there. And he's like, why don't you just do the subscription thing and I'll just mail it to you whenever we get that way, it's fresh. Cause he gets it in monthly and then he roasts it, and you can either do beans or ground, and it just ships right to your house, and it's as fresh as it's going to be. It's definitely a lot more fresh than Folgers or whatever, or a K-Cup. And it's perfect for me, but it's not for everybody. Like I said, I wasn't going to shill it, but one of the amenities that are great.
Certainly did a great job at it. I honestly put that in the reel for all of our advertisers going forward, because brother, you sold that. You sold that. Perfect. You sold me on it. I was like, damn, I don't really drink coffee, but this looks kind of fucking good,
Like I said,
that is a nice mug. That is a really nice mug. I like the stoneware mug. That's good.
And it's got a great taste to it. I haven't had a cup of coffee from him yet that I haven't liked in fucking 7 months.
There you go.
So.
Yeah. that you hadn't liked?
Yeah.
I had a moment, I think, a couple of years ago. Like I had the same cup for almost 6 or 7 or 8 years or whatever.
Sure.
That was my coffee cup. And it was a Fallout mug that had the Vault Boy, and on the back was a nuclear explosion. And as the cup got hot, the mushroom cloud would go up and down. When that broke, bro, it was like a family member dying. I was like, oh, like I have the one that I use now for all my coffee it's barely awake. Yeah.
Hold on, I'll go grab mine since we're sharing coffee mugs.
And it's still like, I don't want to, don't tell him, but like it's still not the same. My ex was better.
I don't know where my mug is. But here's the question though: Do you wash it out completely every time, or do you let that seasoning get in there?
No, I don't like the I don't like the stains.
That's my coffee mug.
Yeah.
No, I try to keep it nice and clean. My work one that I had, that got pretty like bad, and one of the chicks was like, "Oh, are you gonna fucking clean that?" And I was like, "Well, firstly, I'm the only one who drinks out of it, and because it's like this, I'm the only one who drinks out of it." And
right, if I clean it, someone else is gonna take it. Yeah. No, I feel you. I still have an aluminum one. I don't know if it's aluminum or titanium. I got it as a set. Maybe I think it was my second deployment. I got it as a set, and it was like really lightweight camping stove shit.
Yeah.
But it's a solid cup. Like you could beat somebody to death with this fucking cup. Like it's tumbled off a cliff. Like people have stepped on it. It's fallen off the top shelf and hit the ground. Like it's perfectly fine. It's got some dents and some dings, and the paint that was on it's not on there anymore. But that one's still fine. But I swapped from that one to this one. I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it's a great cup. It's like it's I've got pretty big hands, but this it's a pretty good sized cup. Like next to an iPhone Max, it's a good size.
We had one of my promotion courses that I went on, there was a chick who actually got us I don't know, she went out somewhere and got us all these like nice coffee cups, and then she engraved our names on the side of it, and I still have it somewhere. I don't use it that often though, because once again, it's like a travel mug, like you go into work and fucking like drink one, but like I don't need coffee. I don't sit on coffee, right? It's like if I don't drink in the next 30 minutes, it's like, see ya. It's not a people ever like and like, oh yeah, well, I've had this, and they sip on it for like an hour. I'm like, dude, we have shit to do today. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, that's why I use my Yeti mug. I'll just put some coffee. It's like a 16-ounce, not mug. I don't know, what would you call it?
Like a
poster thing.
What do you call it? What's that double insulated cup called? Turvis, like a Turvis cup.
Well, Yetis are good. I have a mate. Yeah. I have one of my infantry buddies who does fucking proper grunt shit.
Tumbler.
Is like he dies for Yeti. He's got two. He keeps 2 Yeti mugs, and he's like, one of them always has his hot water, and he's just like, every time he's like, you know how good this Yeti. He's like, yes, I know, fucking Yetis. He's not sponsored by Yeti, but like you'd think he is.
It's still hot. It's still hot.
It's like 6:30. It's 5:31. You're fucking freezing on like Firewatch. NVG's on your head. He's like, still hot. You're like, shut up, gun.
Speaking of family members, I was going through some shit before I left on this last trip of like
what the fuck is this?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story. So you can pull it up if you want to.
Is Yeti the family?
No. So we were talking about ceramics, right? Ceramic cups and mugs and stuff.
Yeah.
I brought this thing to mind. So I was going through a storage unit that I have that's got just like miscellaneous shit. I went through the divorce and everything. Like I took all my stuff. Inevitably you've got shit in there that's 25 years old that serves no purpose. Like my grandma, before she passed, like sent me, she had shit from like the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, like school assignments that she kept. I'm like, I don't want this. She's like, well, I boxed it up and I thought you could take it home with you. And I was like, all right, whatever. So this was one of those things where she boxed a bunch of shit up for me one time when I went to go visit her, and she's like, "Hey, I want you to have these to like remember me by." 'Cause she used to have these. Okay, so she was the type of lady. She was definitely a lady, not a mom, not a grandmother. She was a lady of the house, right? So she had her crystal dining room flatware, right? Like her cups to drink out of, and the fucking little punch bowl, or big punch bowl with the little punch bowl cups, and she had like actual silverware and porcelain plates to eat off of for Sunday dinners, and she liked entertaining. And anyway, she had a sitting room. Literally, the entire purpose of this room was when company came over, if you wanted a quieter place to sit that had a fireplace in it, there was the sitting room with the most comfortable fucking couches, but the creepiest fucking ceramic heads on the wall. Well, when they moved from the house that I grew up in to the house that she passed away in, she took all the shit off the fucking walls. And then when they moved into the new place, it's like a third of the size of the place they had before, because it's a single story instead of being a basement through to the second floor. And so they just left them in fucking boxes. She's like, "Hey, I want you to have these." I'm like, "Well, I'd rather the grandfather clock, but I'll take whatever to remember you by. Thank you." Right? So I was going through this
I'll take
fucking
your
storage
nightmare
unit.
fuel faces.
Right. I was going through this fucking storage unit. And I have like there's probably 100 heads in each box, and I probably have 8 boxes. I would guess I probably have between 600 and 800 fucking Bosun's heads. And I don't know what the fuck.
Cthulhu horrors. You have Cthulhu horrors beyond your comprehension. You need to put them up for Halloween.
But there's some cool ones in there, though. So they're literally figureheads, right? So they're literally just figureheads of like people and things. Like I have this one, I can't share my screen, but like if you go look it up, it's literally titled Punjabi. It was produced from 1966 to 1964, and it's just a man from India, right? Like
it turns out the gamekeeper one is super rare because they only
have
made
a
a couple.
Captain Morgan one in there, so I was like, maybe I take that and I fucking hang it up on the wall behind me. I don't know. I've got a bunch of like weird esoteric shit in there that are just like.
One of them's haunted. One of them is actually tied to like a Cthulhu and shit.
For sure. For sure. The eyes follow you whenever you're walking around a place. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
she was one of those lasses who.
Gypsy girl, there you go. There's a gypsy girl you can get.
I'll break them out one day, and we'll do a whole podcast about Bosun's heads for the nerds at home. Yeah,
you should start up a.
But I'll keep it a buck. I might not be able to make that one.
You're gonna be like Utopia and say, "Well, I'm not going on the meetup if we go to that obviously haunted house."
Yeah.
Utopia, it's an old nunnery. How the fuck is this haunted? I have
turns out
sense about these sorts of things.
If you go to K, there's the Kurd. The common version has a green turban and he's missing a tooth, and then the rare version is when he's missing no teeth and he has a green turban. So, you keep an eye out for that one, I guess.
What I was going on eBay, like searching prices on some of these things.
Yeah.
And they're between like $35 and $600 or $700 for each head. People still buy them.
Have you thought about setting up an art gallery and putting these out?
That's on the top of my list. Yeah, I'll add that to my community theater rack.
I mean, hey, you gotta diversify your portfolio.
I think if you're gonna start an art gallery, like remember, commit fraud. Yeah, like the arts.
This is worth $35. You can buy for $2,000.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Just remember, insurance companies are inherently evil, and stealing from them is perfectly fine. Is a victim of those crimes.
I'll evaluate everything. So all you have to say is like, I have an Australian who evaluated it, and they'll be like, okay.
I mean, but Morgan, seriously though, like you could get in touch with an art gallery and have them put it up for you. That's what we do with my dad's paintings.
So this isn't the weirdest thing that I have for my grandparents. I think I talked about this at one point before. So Grandpa was a Customs and Border Patrol immigration officer for 35 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Cap actually has a whole person, a slave.
No, I have in my possession the first interaction the U.S. had with the USSR on a political sphere was Paul Allen setting up the Museum of Flight, which is a museum that's still in Seattle right now. They brought in parts from Sputnik. They brought in parts from Yuri Gagarin's like first, it's not as uniform, but it's like one of the helmets he wore or something. And they set up this whole fucking exhibit specifically centered around Russia-U.S. relations. I have the entry documents for every person that came aboard that ship. I have shit from Russia that you can't really get your hands on because they brought it on the ship, and then he traded bottles of Jack Daniel's whiskey for it. I have a letter from Paul Allen and Paul Allen's so two separate letters. One's from Paul Allen, one's from Paul Allen's secretary.
But
basically
do you have
asking
Paul...
the Secretary of State to allow this thing to happen. I have
you have
the
Paul
Visa
Allen's business
entry card. No, I have the Visa entry card for
Yuri Gagarin.
Who was not Stalin? Who was the guy after Stalin?
Not Khrushchev.
Yeah, that's the dude Arthur.
No. Death of Stalin.
Nikita?
It's literally him. Nikita Khrushchev. That is right. Yeah, Khrushchev.
Is it Khrushchev?
Is
Okay,
it?
so Khrushchev's son was a party member that came aboard the boat that delivered all the items. And I have his entry document with his full name, his government ID number, and a bunch of other bullshit, and the date and everything on there. It's got my grandpa's signatures on it. It's really cool. I contacted the Museum of Flight and I was like, hey, is this something that you guys would like to have? And my grandpa would be willing to write the story about like how he was involved. You could put it in your thing. I tried to get Redibus involved with this to try and help me because he sits as a director for the board seat for the National Museum of Natural History.
Wow, didn't know that about him.
And they wouldn't take it. They're like, well, kind of interested, but we'd have to do a whole thing. Russia's not really good on the political sphere right now, so we don't really want to add to the collection. I was like, if you guys just take that shit and store it somewhere for someone else to look through it, like I'm sure it'd be interesting. But anyway.
Well, that's what a lot of museums should have. They have full collections and shit that they just have stored.
Right. If somebody wants to go and review something or write a paper on it or whatever, right? If somebody wants to talk about Russian-American relations in the 90s after the Cold War, after the wall fell, might be something they would like to do an article on, but they weren't interested.
I have one of the last. So my grandfather was a pilot in World War II, and he flew in like the Pacific campaign. And he fucking, as a goated man, ripped out his silk parachute that had the map of like fucking Papua New Guinea and the Pacific Theater. So I have one of the last remaining intact as well. Silk parachute maps, and it's mine. And
that's pretty dope.
Every couple of years, they'll either message my mum or me, and they're like, because they know we have it, because we got it framed and certified and everything, because why wouldn't you? And they've started like throwing money at it. They're like, hey, we'll give you like 15 grand. I'm like, no, fuck off, that's mine. You know how tits that is? That's awesome. I also have the my grandfather's like certificate of joining or whatever with the fucking reserve force. And they're like, oh, we don't want that. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. You don't get anything. It's all mine. Go away. Tits.
I think that's obviously really cool, but you could also do a thing where you like let them display it, but it's still yours. Like at any point you can go, give me that.
Nah,
give me that back.
that's why they keep offering money. They're like, we want it. We want to buy it. Like, no, go away. That's mine. I'm never giving that fucker up.
That is a really
I'll give that
cool
fucker up like at the very end. Yeah, it's old school. It's a silk parachute. Like it's tits. But him just being like, damn, that's crazy. Take this home.
So this is the entry document for the captain of that ship. Thought that was pretty cool. December 24th, 1992. The guy's name is Vadim Chardin. Country of citizen is Russia.
Vadim Chardin on that ass.
He was aboard the Marshal Krylov was the ship that came in.
Wow.
Here's the entire manifest list in Russian. see if I can get this fucking thing to show up here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
There's the whole manifest list in Russian.
Right.
That was pretty cool. And it actually has a thing on the bottom of it that I can't read that's also in Russian.
I miss like the teletype paper, like with the perforated sides.
Here's the letter from Bob Walsh and Associates. He was a guy that worked with Paul Allen to try and get this to occur. We urgently request the presence of the following people in Seattle for the Europe American Spaceflight 500. I understand they'll be aboard the Navy ship Marshal Krylov, which will be in the port of Seattle from November 22nd to December 2nd, 1992. The space flight is supported by the United States government, including the following: the State Department, Department of Defense, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and by Mayor Norm Rice of Seattle. Please expedite the visas for all the necessary papers for the following individuals, crucial to the joint Russian-American project. And this is like
my visa good to go.
This is just after the wall falls, right?
Yeah.
November of '92 is like still a little iffy on the timeline there. And it's got the name of all these fucking people on there, which is kind of cool. Anyway. And then he's got a bunch of just like weird esoteric shit in here from Russia, which I thought was also kind of neat. Some of this is my stuff, some of it is
There's a pair of dog tags that scream at night. Anyway.
Yeah, they're a little haunted, but it's cool.
Yeah.
They chill.
Yeah.
They
This is
chill.
another thing. He did the 94? We had the Atlanta Olympics. I don't remember what the year was.
96.
96. Yeah. So I've got a bunch of pins of that. He's got all sorts of shit in here from like RCMPs and Border Patrol. Oh, this would be an interesting one. So he was a part of the original ICE, if you would.
Yeah.
They called themselves the Coyote Busters.
Topical.
Awesome.
That's a pretty cool little pin that he has.
That is a cool little pin.
Yeah, it's just a guy holding a coyote by the throat. Not very PC now. Was pretty PC back in the '60s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anti-PC is back in style. So
here's the weird ones.
Yeah,
So I don't know
we're
what
back
they
to
say or
back to
mean,
using the F word and the R word, bro.
So this is some of the shit that he got off of the ship, which I don't know what any of it is, but it's like pins that have like various like Russian ships on them. I'm gonna turn off that fucking filter. Hold on. Turn this off and turn it back on. It's like pins that have like weird shit on it.
Is it like
in the chat has Russian in their background that wants to tell us what any of this shit means? That'd be cool. But there's stuff like that. Comes
it's
with
about ratting on your neighbor for anti-behavior.
Comes with a certificate.
Anti-body.
Which I don't know what the fuck the certificate means, but it's like.
You tried like try hitting that with like Google Lens or something?
I don't know. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, take a picture and see what Google says.
I just dug this shit out the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well, as we were talking, I forgot that I had a pin. So after the Britain report. Oh, that's tits.
Villainous.
Yeah.
Look at that little kid. That's one of the few times that a Catholic kid's been happy
Lithuania?
about hanging out with a priest.
I don't know. Vilnius.
Vilnius?
Yep, Vilnius.
Wow. Yeah, that's the capital of Lithuania.
Okay. Was it a country in 1992? That's the real question.
Yeah, they separated. Baltic states separated in Lithuania.
He's got these ones, which are kind of cool. They have all the old aircraft on them.
Well, they were like Soviet states. They were like Soviet satellites for a while. I think they broke away.
This one still has the old hammer and sickle on it, which is kind of neat.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a bunch of weird shit in here too. Oh, yeah. He got this one when he was in China.
Yeah, they declared independence in 1990.
The 1949 Burma First of Independence. It's their stamp set for their independence thing of Burma, which I thought was kind of cool.
Stamps. I never really understood stamp collectors. Like, I still don't get it.
Some people just build different.
That's
What is that?
That's a hat pin.
That's some.
Oh, what is the?
Hat badge.
It's a anchor. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got this one in there too.
You put that in your Ushanka.
I'm assuming this is an epaulet one.
Hell yeah.
No, that might still be like a Pelotka or a.
Yeah, but it's really curved, like it would go on an epaulet, like a shoulder epaulet, rather than a hat, which is flat.
That sings the national anthem when you put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I whipped out of my drawer. So after the Breton report, which was when the ADF got caught for doing something naughty, especially 2 Squadron, I got one of the last 2 Squadron fucking coins that they made for the SAS.
Oh, those are cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You pop that out.
That little thing.
Oh, you got ancient coins, brother? Wow.
Yeah, little Ned Callan. Oh, what?
There you go. Yeah.
It's tits.
Yeah. I don't know.
So anyway, we're now an antique podcast, by the way. We're gonna
Antique Roadshow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
oh well, we don't want to be like them
because let me know. Oh yeah, and then this is the thing. They gave him one of these. That's the pin that they made specifically for the event.
Oh,
that's pretty
cool.
The story behind it is they sent a probe up into space,
and
it was supposed to crash into the Pacific Ocean,
controlled land,
off the coast of the U.S. And they figured out it was going to be somewhere in the Washington State area, and so the Krylov came in, picked up the probe, and then delivered it to the Museum of Flight. And
that's pretty cool.
If I remember right, it has like a time capsule inside of it or something. I could be wrong, but if I remember right, it's got a time capsule in it.
Dude, imagine digging up a Soviet time capsule. Like, it's just like, we are the greatest.
Like in there too. I don't know what the fuck any of
the
this
Soviet Union will never fail or fall. Like, brother.
Who is that?
Break it.
Is that Joseph Stalin? I think that's Stalin.
It looks like him. Yeah.
It looks like that looks like.
Does he have a mustache? Yeah, having a little.
No mustache. He's clean shaven.
Oh damn!
There's this one, which again I don't know what it is. It's got a tank on the bottom of it. That's a
second guard's armor. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
That makes sense.
There's this one, which is something to do with Sputnik, I'm assuming. It's a fucking metal.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Dude, they don't make tits medals anymore. Now it's all like, it's just like a random, like, oh, this is like 3 colors. It's like, dude.
There's the Sputnik little pin.
Oh.
I'm waiting for in the next couple of years where people don't actually wear medals.
Heft to it.
Well, it's a para one or something.
Bullets? Yeah, it's parachute bullets. First VDV maybe.
So wait,
and then they had some of these.
Your old lad just like rob these people and just like take all their
probably
shit.
Traded them.
No, he traded. So the story he told was
Jack Daniels.
Traded for Jack Daniels. Yeah, because Jack Daniels and Marlboro Red cigarettes. That was the story.
Yeah.
Because the guys on board the ship weren't allowed entry. Only the people
that
were there for diplomatic stuff could come off the ship. So he would rock up, do a count, make sure everybody's on the ship, do a little trade. Like, hey, I've got a case. Give me some whiskey, or I'll give you some whiskey. Give me some vodka and some medals and shit. He traded one of his uniforms for a fucking full sailor's uniform, which I have the cap for.
Cool.
I've shown you that before. They had some of these printed, which it's the USSR flag.
Yeah.
But on the opposite side, I have them in here somewhere. It's the U.S. flag together with the Russian flag.
Oh, like a half thing. That's
it was kind of neat. It's all sorts of shit.
Utopian apparently asks, "Are we going to Desert Baby?"
Desert Baby Girl, maybe.
Yeah, I know. But it sounds better if you say dessert because I don't know what he means by desert.
We're gonna pick up something to eat. Me and my little shot.
Yeah.
Later, we're doing the podcast right now. I don't know. Oh, yeah, here's this. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Dune.
I was playing Dune. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes far more sense.
What is that?
I don't know. It's
like
a sticker.
It's a sticker, like an East-West German
thing. I think it's a sticker.
Yeah, it looks like a sticker.
Yeah, it's a sticker. So it says 1252 to 1992. I don't know what that is.
Klaipeda. Klaipeda. It's a city in Lithuania.
Okay.
That was founded in 1252.
Lithuania.
Yeah, he must have gone to Lithuania at some point.
No,
whoever was there.
This bag
they
all
came
from this bag came from that thing.
USSR lads.
Yeah. I pulled all of my shit out of there that I had in there.
The third largest city in Lithuania and the fifth largest in the Baltic states.
Mad.
I'm assuming
doing your job for you, Jamie, but no big deal.
I'm assuming this is like a epaulet tag.
It looks like another Lithuanian. That's a that's a Lithuanian flag.
I wonder what that's from.
Maybe Lithuania.
Yeah. I don't know. Then he's got a bunch of like random, like royal coat of arms looking things in there too.
That's tits. Imagine there's just like gold teeth in there as well. They're just like, so we also have this.
No, okay. What I found going through some of these boxes was 1970s bush porn, and I'm not exaggerating. It was like the old paperback copies. Yeah, that was a little.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, if you don't, I mean, if you want me to, you want someone to dispose of it, I got you.
They're just like, but imagine the troops. It's like, all right, we need the Jack Daniels who has something. Yeah. Well, I got this.
You know
we need
man.
more. It's like, and they just look over the USSR gooner, and they're just like, you have to contribute.
You know, I might be a child left behind the way I go fucking stupid for some bush. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
They need to make more of them. They're cool pins. I think every time there's a diplomatic event, you should have a different fucking your nation with whoever you're going to. I think that any diplomats listen to this podcast, go to bed. I don't know what you're doing. But fucking
go talk to people or some shit, dude. Fuck off. What are you doing here? But also, any Raytheon execs watching this? Hit me up. I need some.
Hey girl, how you doing?
This is one of my old pins, actually. It's I got this one a long time ago. It's the United States Navy Recruiting Command pin. That one's kind of a neat one.
Sucking suckers in to break their knees and
you're perfectly fine. Don't worry. Anyway,
just don't tell them.
I don't know what the fuck to do with it. So if anybody in chat has some suggestions, they're like, hey, you should totally contact this guy because he could help you put it in a museum somewhere.
Or keep it locked in a closet for when it's found in 50 years when you accidentally fall off a roof trying to clean your gutters. You know?
How funny would that be if Cap dies and they take all this shit?
Kids are questioning why I've got CIA pins in next to a bunch of Russian documents.
Like they're so confused that the police is just like he's an old school USSR plant. Like he had to have been. Like
that's a fucking sleeper, dude.
They come to that conclusion.
So you can see how secure it is. It's in a Dr. Scholl's. This is what I keep all of my
climate controlled and
all my my old pins and shit in. Yeah, I've got another box. It's not a Dr. Scholl's box. It's a Reeboks box.
Oh, okay, good.
That has all of my my patches. Those are all in there as well. Yeah.
The after I moved the first time, I had all my as you go through and you have fucking accommodation for blah blah blah. I had all that and I had a nice little place where I put it up. Once I've moved back to this base, it's now still all in a box in the fucking storage room, and I just go in there and I'm like, man, I don't want to put this up. I'm like, I could give a fuck. And it's like, good service and fucking airborne certificate and promotion. I'm like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Cunts know who I am.
It's the folder of I love you bullshit, and you're like, I don't know why I keep this, but I guess.
No, the actual like folder of like all that stuff is like literally in the corner that has everything that I've ever done right and everything I've ever done wrong, and it's so funny because there's a period in time where I transitioned from being like a regular like private to like a corporal and stuff. And at that same time, they had just rolled over the new tracking system for admin, which means like all of your faults and all of your positivity.
Oh.
And I was right there in the middle, so I didn't get it. Like I have like a very thin fucking discipline report, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like everybody knows me. Is like, how is that thin? I'm like, everybody wins, yeah.
Called playing the game. Time to play the game.
Meanwhile, there's my buddy there who's like, it's thick, and he's like, this is bullshit. I'm like, eh. Sometimes, you know.
You got merits, you got demerits.
You can see right there. No, right there. If you notice, there's no door handle on that door. Funny story.
Bathroom?
That's the bathroom. My daughter decided she was going to play with the lock on the door.
Oh,
and
no.
It's a 140-year-old door. The house that I live in is from the 1890s. It's a 135-year-old door. She messed with the lock and got it stuck, and then I had to physically break the door handle off the door to
get her
out of the bathroom. Yeah. So now the way that because I can't just like find another door handle that fits that. I have to
because it was probably handmade by some motherfucker 140 years ago.
Yeah. So now I have a worm drive fucking skill saw that holds my door closed. It's great. And then the inside is just a latch. Yeah. It's cool.
You should.
I'm so fucking ready to move out of this place. I'm so ready for that new place to be done, so I can just take this bitch, tear it down to the fucking studs, redo it, and make it look nice. I'm just ready.
Do you guys have like heritage listing in like the States where it's like you can't fucking touch the building if it like ticks this box?
Historical buildings.
Like, it's made in blah blah blah.
Yeah. So like here in the city that I live in, it's Main, Main, First and Second Street. You can't touch the exterior of the building's on. You can do anything you want to the interior, but you can't change the structural like appearance of the exterior. I live on 3rd Street. I can do whatever the fuck I want. They've got asbestos tiles on the outside of this bitch. Those are gonna all have to get ripped off and fucking be abated. It's got some like old early 1900s fucking stucco clay fucking tile roof. That shit's getting all fucking ripped off, and a brand new fucking metal roof's getting put on this bitch. When I redid after we had an oopsie whoopsie, somebody trying to break into the fucking apartment over there, I had to redo that apartment. Another guy
flicked him down.
I moved in here. I was like, I think this place is okay. I probably can, get by for like a year, find a place that I actually want to move into. No, I should have fucking just found a place to move into then that wasn't fucked up. Like, I've gone through the fucking floor of the bathroom, up to my fucking hip, buck naked.
It's
funny. That bathroom scared the fuck out of me.
My mum. My bad. Fucking damn lag. My mum lives in like a very like affluent neighborhood at the moment. That's all heritage listed. But like it just keeps proving that there are no rules because they keep lowering the bar of like, it's heritage, it's heritage, it's heritage. At the point, her house is the only one left that is still heritage. But there's like they've like torn down these really like, old and like she lives in like on the beach in Australia where it's like very like Oregon-esque like woodlands and stuff. So there were all these really nice, brick and mortar, like very stylish, very like sort of gothic places that have just been torn down, and then like that bullshit cocaine fueled LA box architecture has been put up.
Dude.
It's just like, what the fuck, man? And her house is the last one left, and she's like, yep, the local council actually is now saying that we're the odd ones out. It's like, what the fuck?
What's the point of a heritage?
What's exactly right? But then all the roads and stuff, there's like random roads that turn into that like very like layered fucking like brick kind of thing where it's like You drive over it, it's just like, and you're like, holy fuck.
The cobblestones, yeah.
Yeah. Great neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's lawn for anybody still listening, but that's fine.
Yeah, I went to go take a piss at your house at some point
in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, and I remember stepping on that floor going, "Ooh, okay." I'm gonna step lightly.
So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna walk on the floor joists. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna walk in the middle of them. Well, I got out of the shower, took a shower, got clean, got out of the shower, took a step, slipped a little because it was wet, didn't have the bath mat down, slipped forward about 3 inches off that fucking floor joist, and my right foot went through the floor all the way up to my hip until I hit mud on the ground below. Now, you know how narrow that fucking bathroom is because they've got this giant I mean, the sink in there is enormous. I don't know why it's fucking... It's like you could wash a baby in this sink.
It's
probably what they did.
Is for that.
Probably to drown a baby. Yeah.
So it's this giant fucking sink, and then they have the cast iron tub next to it. There's like enough room for a 90-pound woman to pass through there, but for a 280-pound fucking 6'3" white man, like it just doesn't work. So I have to like turn sideways to go to the fucking bathroom. Anyway, where it broke through is right in front of the fucking sink. So now I've got my dick and my balls on top of the fucking the tile, and my whole hip is down under the fucking ground. And I'm not quite doing the splits, but we're 90 degrees now, right? We're 90 degrees right now.
You're close to it, baby.
And I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this because, like, I'm like, if I fucking try and pull myself up with the fucking the sink, like I'm gonna rip the sink off the fucking.
You probably
You
push down the floor, you just make a bigger hole.
I'm just gonna break through it again.
You probably scared the ever living piss out of some poor possum living underneath you too.
I ended up
probably thought,
what the fuck?
He thought God, it was Raptor. He was going home.
I ended up getting my left leg. Oh, I missed the sewer line by about 3 inches, which was cool.
Oh, imagine, bro.
I ended up getting my my left leg underneath me to the point where I could fucking like pistol squat my fucking body weight up to get up out of this fucking hole in the floor. And then I had to take another shower because now I've got fucking
mud and all that
shit and fucking pieces of linoleum on me. Fucking scrape the hell out of myself. So I take this fucking shower and I get out, and so the lady that lives next door to me, she's like at the time I was still a tenant. I hadn't bought the place yet. So the lady that lives next door to me, she's like, "Hey, what happened?" She's like, "I heard a loud bang and then a bunch of cussing." And I was like, I went through the floor. And she's like, "Have you talked to the owner about it yet?" And I was like, "No, I got some pictures, but I gotta edit some exposed bits of myself out because I fell through the floor naked getting out of the shower." And she just starts laughing. So anyway, I sent a message to the lady, the landlord that owned the place at the time.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
The unedited pics will be only available on our Patreon.
Well, no, it's on my OnlyFans, along with all the feet pics that Frost has. So anyway, the lady's like, "I hope you don't sue me. I hope everything." And she's a sweet woman. Like, she did me a favor moving in here because like I didn't have anywhere else to go. So she's like, "I'll sit you."
You're like, relax. I'm just saying that I fell through the floor.
I was like, "I'll fix it myself.
I don't want to do that again."
Just make sure I get the money when I turn in my receipts for this thing. Like, you pay me back for fucking fixing the floor. She's like, "Nah, it's no problem." Still haven't fixed the floor. I just put a piece of fucking plywood over the top of the bitch because I'm still living here and I got to rip the whole bathroom out. So I came to the realization really quickly after doing some probing, taking the linoleum tile up. I was like, "No, that everything in here has to come out, and I got to live here." So I'll wait till I move out. I ended up buying the place for fucking 40% under market value because it was fucking dilapidated with
you falling through the fucking floor.
Well, the asbestos tiles on the outside and the fucking roof that leaks and all this other shit. So
was this last year?
I fixed this was 2 years ago when I fell through the fucking floor.
Did you do the same thing last year though?
No, last year I fell through the roof of a house that so we had a tornado come through town. They had a branch land on top of the roof. I fell through the roof. So it was a soft spot on the roof that you couldn't tell it was soft. I was doing some investigation to see how bad it was, and I was going to put a patch repair up on top.
Hmm.
I went through the roof, through the false ceiling, through the through the real ceiling, lath and plaster ceiling, through the false ceiling, landed on their couch, and I tore my MCL in my knee.
Right.
That
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like we've been going for like 2 hours and 40 minutes. The longest podcast we've had so far. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying it.
Just the
whoever's
boys.
been watching. But
the
we're gonna
boys.
wrap it up. Who do we got next week?
We have Slay 3K.
Oh, the streamer.
Right.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, Christ. That'll be a lot of fun. So not next week, the week after, we've got him. So check out the podcast on the 27th, I believe. Is the right date?
Let me check the calendar.
27th is the right date.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
We'll see you guys
For
then.
me, it's the 28th.
Anybody want to say any parting comments?
Remember, go ahead, Ozzy. You go first since you're lagging.
You're lagging. For any of the young enlisted lads, don't fucking fall into the thick Latino trap in LA.
For any of the lads that aren't enlisted but are looking to enlist, yes, e-thoughts are a real thing, and it is a government psyop.
Yep.
Yep. And for the E4 Mafia, just remember, like, you can't fucking steal the whole liquor store.
Don't listen to him. You absolutely can.
You can. You absolutely can. You just need
you have to leave
enough storage.
enough around to be like, you know,
if you try your hardest, anything's possible.
Yep. Through God, all things are possible. So write that down. My word of advice: steal from insurance companies. Fuck them. They don't care about you.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
there are no rules. Everything's made
what
up.
just happened there, Tyler Durden? All right, thanks guys for coming out. Appreciate you, Culver. You want to say anything?
Go to our website, sign up for operations, SOT, all that good stuff.
Don't steal from insurance companies. We're not advocating that.
It's steal from insurance companies.
Good night.
You have my express written permission. Fuck them.
All right.